kinda creepy too, I know. Your mom was shouting in the phone ring as the light started shining through. Ask me why I like you, ask me why I fuck with you. I told them that you're crazy, but I think I'm crazy too. They ask me why I like you, ask me why I fuck with you. You know I never, never understand what's with me. Break me down. If I fall, then I just fall it on you. Can break us now. If you fall, then let it fall. With me side by side. If I'm dreaming in the morning, it's about you, it's you for sure. You said I'm safer under your wings. Keep me here and I grow with you. Ask me why I like you, ask me why I fuck with you. I told them that you're crazy, but I think I'm crazy too. They ask me why I like you, ask me why I fuck with you. You know I never, never understand what's with me. Break me down. If I fall, then I just fall it on you. Can break us now. If you fall, then let it fall. With me side by side. I made room for you in here, a place where you'd hide your tears. You said you were done searching, we were done hurting. Leave those lonely lovers. I made room for you in here. I told you that I love you. You said you couldn't love me. My chest, it hit the ground. Beginning to an end, and a curtain with the words and leaving with a broken bound. Tell me what you're waiting for. Every day makes me want you more. If we went away far west where the road takes us, I'll keep you company. Tell me what you're waiting for. I told you that I love you. You said you couldn't love me. My chest, it hit the ground. We both are lonely lovers, no need to give up on us. I made room for you in here. typical, a feeling I already know. Text you then silence. Oh no, oh don't call me traditional, but I ain't just one of these hoes. I know you like me, really, really like me. So why do you play it so hard and do me so cold? So are you in this or not? I gotta know. Summer nights, intoxicated minds, 4 a.m. we chill, fading fuck catch feels, yeah. But you know what? Down for the long ride. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause baby, I'm all or nothing. All or nothing. Pull up, you up in my ride. You stay chillin' by my side. Still call me a friend, oh, so why you still calling me up? Say you ain't mine. That's that shit I don't like. But I like you, and I think you like me too. So what's the hold up now? So why do you play it so hard and do me so cold? So are you in this or not? I gotta know. Summer nights, intoxicated minds, 4 a.m. we chill, fading fuck catch feels, yeah. But you know what? Down for the long ride. Tell me, is this real? 'Cause baby, I'm all or nothing. All or nothing. 'Cause baby, I'm all or nothing. All or nothing. Call me up, baby. Let me know I'm still around. Yeah. Call me up, baby. Took it slow, but I'm running out. 'Cause you know that I'm all or nothing. All or nothing. 'Cause baby, I'm all or nothing. All or nothing. Yeah, I tried getting over you. Total lie, maybe one or two. Apologize and it's overdue. Can we forget about this thing? No, I don't know if we can save us. And I don't know if it could break us. Been down this road before, now we're back for more. And I don't know where it could take us. But you made me feel alive. You made me feel alive. I opened up my eyes and now I finally see. You made me feel alive. You make 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 me feel alive. Didn't know it until you're gone. Never stopped being what I want. Let me give you all I got. Can we forget about this thing? No, I don't know if it can save us. And I don't don't know if it could break us. Been down this road before, and now we're back for more. And I don't know where it could take us, but you made me feel alive. You made me feel alive. Open up my eyes and now I finally see. You made me feel alive. You make 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 me feel alive.
I'm out of my head. I'm out of my mind. 'Cause you're not in my bed. And I can't explain why, but it feels like I'm about to die. And it feels like we're running out of time. And it feels like I'm about to die. And it's midnight. We're running out of time. Yeah, we're running out of time. Roll out with your friends. Get drunk on the bed. 'Cause it's something I said in a text that I sent. But it feels like I'm about to die. And it feels like we're running out of time. And it feels like I'm about to die. And it's midnight. We're running out of time. I need you now like the earth needs water. I need you now like a flame needs fire and air. I need you now like the earth needs water. I need you now, 'cause we're running out of time. Are we running out of time? I don't wanna say goodbye. Are we running out of time? I don't wanna say goodbye, 'cause we're running out of time.
Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face. My feelings can't describe it. Finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face, and I just cannot hide it. Needing is right, the woman of my dreams, the one who shows me true love, or at least it seemed. With soft skin and fair blonde hair, it's just the way she looks at me, that gentle loving stare. Finally, you come along. The way I feel about you just can't be wrong. If you only knew the way I feel about you, I just can't describe it. Oh no, finally it has happened to me right in front of my face. My feelings can't describe it. Finally it has happened to me right in front of my face, and I just can't hide it. Finally it has happened to me right in front of my face. My feelings can't describe it. Finally it has happened to me right in front of my face, and I just can't hide it. Right in front of my face. Finally happened. times you seem to be the one, but all she ever wanted was to have a little fun. But now you come along and brightened up my world. In my heart I feel it, you're that special kind of girl. Finally, you come along. The way I feel about you just can't be wrong. If you only knew the way I feel about you, I just can't describe it. Oh no, right in front of my face. Finally happened. Right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. Finally it has happened to me. Right in front of my face. My feelings can't describe it. Finally it has happened to me. Right in front of my face, and I just can't hide it. Right in front of my face. Finally happened. Right in front of my face. Finally it has happened to me.
Were you right or were you wrong? Do I want you to stay or do I want you gone? What's in your heart, love? I do not know. We don't have that much time left, so tell me your secrets and let me know. And I sit next by your shadow, embracing your glow.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into tonight. Do apologize for the delay. Unfortunately, we did have some PUBG lobby issues, as the lobby legit just wouldn't start for whatever reason. But we're in now. We're into game number 1 for the night. And it is the final night as well for Season 2 PUBG BrawlFest. Remember, you can keep up to date with the leaderboard, exclamation mark leaderboard throughout the night for our 4 and final games of the night. It's Atletico leading the way. They clear 1,100 points above Team Immunity. And of course, you can see the point system to the right of the screen. 420 points for a win, etc. Trailing down 16 points each. So what that means is that Team Immunity, to take out this season, are going to have to play quite flawlessly tonight. And also hope that Atletico bomb out pretty dramatically, especially over the first 2 games. Of course, a reminder, the first 2 games are going to be played on Erangel, followed up by 2 games on Miramar to finish it off. Only Push in 3rd position are a couple of 100 points behind Immunity. They still have a very slight chance, but it's minor. In fact, it really is quite a large group of teams from what I would say about 2nd to 8 that are all extremely close to each other. Order, SYF, Chiefs, Knights, Avant, Only Push, Immunity from 2nd to in 8, not in those order, but very close. But for the teams that have the opportunity to leapfrog over Atletico, it's really probably going to come down to Team Immunity and a slight chance possibly for Only Push, depending on how it, of course, all plays out tonight. If Atletico bomb out hard in the first 2 games and don't get many points and the others just below them manage to pick up some chicken dinners and a lot of kills, it can set the narrative going into Miramar for an opportunity of an upset. But it's definitely Atletico's tournament to win. And what are they going to be winning? Well, they'll be taking home $5,000 for taking out 1st position, 2,500 for 2nd, and it starts to trickle down from there, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, etc. So plenty of money on the line here for $10,000 in total for the finish here of Season 2 PUBG BrawlFest, powered by GLL and 1UP Entertainment. For those who don't know me, my name is Xenox. We're bringing you the games tonight as we are into game number 1. We do have a very fancy circle. Let's put it over to that little logo, the top left corner of the screen. You can keep up to date with that tonight, of course, to understand what games we're on. So it's week 6, game 1, final night, the final week of the tournament. It's been a great season so far for PUBG Brawlfest Season 2. Leaps and bounds improving over Season 1, that's for sure. It's been an amazing season. And Atletico on top, and Atletico dead center of this zone already inside of South George. And the crates just below them, south of Hospital, is the Chiefs. North Georgia Paul for Knights Esports. And team number 11, I believe, is Captain Planet. Pushing Q, Red, and Hazy. Coming up from the Bravo division. Nice to see that. Nice to see throughout this season, one of the staple points, really, of this tournament has been teams rotating in between Alpha and Bravo divisions. You've seen the best of the best stay in the Alpha division, whereas the others rotating in between both of them, getting good exposure from either dominating in the Bravo division, then trying to compete in the Alpha division, and vice versa, of course, for the teams that are generally belonging in the Alpha division that may drop down. They sort of just do what they got to do, then get straight back in. And if they don't, they get stuck in Bravo division. 50% less points, of course, is how it works. It's a global leaderboard. Both the Bravo and Alpha division, both competing on the same leaderboard, but it's 50% less points in the Bravo division, which is being casted at the moment live by Galway at PUBG BrawlFest 1 on Twitch. If you want to finish off and see how that is going to finish off their division, of course, technically competing as well, but it'll be a lot more difficult for those teams in the Bravo division. One of those teams, by the way, is Order, which may be interesting to see how that plays out, because Order in the Bravo division is the firm favourite to sort of take that division out tonight and dominate and gain a lot of points, but it's at 50% of the cost. Regardless, they're in 8th at the moment, not that far behind the rest of the top 7. And if the rest of the top 7 tonight don't perform that well, Order may very well be able to leapfrog them even from Bravo division. And hopefully, for all of our sake, we don't have any issues in-game tonight, as we, of course, started off with some issues. Death won't kill you. He's going to get the knockdown onto Huzzy from Captain Planet. Will be an immediate knockdown as well. So not the best start for Captain Planet. Not sure whether or not it's their full debut in Alpha Division. I think it may be, though. As obviously I did miss the last 2 weeks being in Sydney. I'll put the music away as we finish off these games tonight. Game 1 underway. 8 minutes gone so far. 16 teams, 60 alive. So a couple of deaths to start us off. As we are going to see Aftermind down on Sosnovka Island. Shroom Fox, Sardude, or Sar now. And Tony for Aftermind over towards Novo. Genjoka, Juzek, Snapshot for We Back. Rabs, of course, as well over there. Starting to head into the zone for Justice Esports. Fury, Guru, Spaggy, and Player 4 making their way into the zone through the Gatka fields. Already inside just to the west of the Gatka sign only push. Benchu, Bullet Owl, Extreme 2G, Weesey. Just moving up to the yellows now. Of course, this is the last night of competition as well. Vikendi comes out tomorrow, which will be interesting. As we head into the off-season for the Oceanic region, the last competition here, I believe Wingman Series is coming back, but I think that begins next year in January. So this is essentially the final night of competitive PUBG action in the Oceanic region for the year of 2018. No signs there for only push. Team Immunity, of course, eyes are going to be on them tonight to see whether or not they're going to be able to close the gap on Atletico. It's not just the feeling that they're going to hope that Atletico do poorly, but they've got to do well themselves. A 1,100 point gap's not going to be closed if they don't do anything. Regardless of how Atletico play, Immunity are going to have to play top notch to close that gap. It's a very large gap with only 4 games remaining. Kozi, Nikwanua, Nefor, and Kasun. Did Kasun just disconnect? He literally just went off. I'm so confused. He's gone. Maybe he's trying to bring back old Kasun. I don't even know where he is right now, but that's unfortunate. So Kasun with an early crash. What about Zoid, mate? Is he crashed yet? No? Okay. Saw some drinking games earlier in the chat about whether or not my game would crash, Zoid's would crash. Well, maybe you should put Kasun on the list and already be taking a shot. Double J going to be spotted from Happy Navitas from across the river. Not going to land any of the shots, but a 6x on the SKS. Nice to have early on for Atletico. Of course, they're going to have a lot of players around them already due to the way the zone has set up Zoidmate and Heifer towards Hospital. Cheese is filling in tonight for Luke 12. Definitely one of the best subs in the region. Happy just trying to find a different angle here to spot Knights Esports. Double J and Calmsy over there at the moment for both of them. It's over towards the base of Everest. It's Team Immunity continuing their push. So far, I still believe without Kasun. Hopefully he does come back. That's for Avant Gaming. 1 kill so far. Chungi picking that up. Resolves, Charlie, and Vasily needing to most likely cross the river, but it is a 50-50 split at the moment. It's still, well, not really a 50-50 split, but it's still an opportunity that we could see Phase 2 go north of Georgia-Paul, go north of the Rotshonk River, which would complicate things for the teams, obviously, around Georgia-Paul and south of Georgia-Paul, and around the Gatka Fields as well. So we are 8 seconds away now from Phase Number 2 still coming into the zone for Aftermind, and we back from the south side. Savsy picked up a crate for Electricity as we do hand over towards the eastern side of the previous Phase 1 zone, which is great. Gets rid of a lot of water, of course, and brings us closer to land a lot earlier than Phase 4, which is always nice. Makes it easier for the players. Not a lot of movement probably going to come from this. It does keep a rather similar ratio in terms of the Rosok River, but you honestly get the sense of feeling that it's going to go more south side than north side here, especially as we head into Phase number 2 now already. And so that means that Avant Gaming are going to have to try and push through. Knights' Joy set up here of Calmsy and Double J. Have spotted them already, as doing you with the 4x on the Mini 14. Silenced as well. Might give him an upper hand. Charlie's just going to make the push already for Avant Gaming, try and get them over safely. So the plane drop towards the top of Everest, which is where Happy Davidas lies at the moment. South of Everest is Pandemic Esports, Husey, Big Boy Macca, One Tap, and Loco. Twelve and a half minutes. As the push is also going to come for SYF Gaming. Dak, Flood, Unique, Crush. We're going to move into South George now, past Atletico. Zoidbait and Heifer now moving back from hospital towards the tri-warehouses. They have spotted SYF moving their way into South George. Ball Tiggleton with the headshot onto net 4. Great start there for the Chiefs. Shroom Fox is going to bleed out to Monty. Tiggleton in tonight for Champs. Edge is back, and Critical Motion, Peavy Potato, of course, for the Chiefs lining up their roster tonight. 45 seconds until the Blue Zone's going to start moving in once again, but it's not going to really cause too much of an issue unless you're Aftermind or Ground Zero Gaming. These two teams on the far edge of the blue fighting it out for this crate. I'm assuming Monty's already looted this, or someone has looted this. And certainly his can package is empty. Sar and Tony. Looks like Tony's inside of the blue. Sar is inside of the circle for now, but in 20 seconds time the Blue Zone's going to be making its way in. As Tony gets on the move, so will the Blue Zone. Sar in the buggy. Looks like it's already got quite a lot of smoke for that buggy as well for Sar. No, actually, that's just going to be the exhaust. I thought it was nearing to be exploding, but it's not going to happen. He's pretty good health on the buggy. And Sar and Tony will be able to get away, although, cast a curse, never mind, not any good health. Not any health left on the buggy because he's flipped it. Tony just going to quickly swing around, pick him up. Oh, no. Oh, he's so fortunate the motorbike, you know, you can pick it back up. Nice little mono, flips it, but job done in the end. I don't think I'd want either of those two driving for me. Ground Zero Gaming going to get on the move as well, heading towards the zone. As only push actually going to start pushing up on top of Everest. Heifer's going to be knocked down by Unique. Happy Davidas got to be careful here. He is by himself here for Atletico. And he's got from both sides now two different teams. We back and only push coming in from the west and the eastern side of Everest. By himself too. Heifer's been knocked down. So it's around the warehouses though. Should be able to go and get that revive. Struggling to see where Cheeses actually is. Okay, Cheeses now is just pushed up to the top of Everest as well. So that works out a little bit better for Atletico. Regardless, though, it's still Cheeses and Happy versus two different teams. If we back continue to make their way up the mountain. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. Getting pressured by Carnage Esports as Kasun's back into the game. Oh, I just see him running. There you go. There's Kasun. Old Kasun's back from his disconnect issues, and he goes straight through Carnage, straight through Weed back. And straight towards Team Immunity. Even does a nice little slide. He does pull up short, though, compared to the rest of the mark of where he needs to be. Oh, that's going to blow up. Oh, Kasun's in trouble here. Almost gets run over by the push of the explosion. Kasun, this UAZ is just not making up its mind whether or not it wants to go up the hill, down the hill. Regardless, Kasun is dead. And unfortunately, the disconnect comes back to bite him. That's going to be demoralizing for Team Immunity, considering the aspects for them tonight needing to perform well. Losing Kasun early, basically to a disconnect issue as well. It's not as if he was slow on rotation, or he got caught out, or just got really picked on rotation. Coming in that late, 10 seconds until phase 3, past two teams in this sort of zone, was always going to be very difficult for Kasun. And unfortunately, doesn't make it in the end, and Immunity down to just 3 players. And again, the zone just not really getting rid of this split with the Roshawk River, but does continue to favour the south side more than the north side of the river. And of course, going into phase 4, it's going to want to get rid of all this water in total. So it should shift towards crates. And Everest, possibly. The most likelihood to get rid of the entirety of the water for phase 4, of course, with the land ratio settings. Driving by now, Juice X and Gen Joker. For we back, cause he just stepped out for a moment to take a couple of shots. He does come back in. As coming by now, it's going to be Rabs. Extricity on the move as well with Savzi and Zydon. As Flood's going to get the knockdown onto Debali. Debali just by himself in South George. Going to go down for Archaic. The rest, Somatic, Raffi, and Non-Reg for Archaic. Going to be pushing him past Avant Gaming now. We are 17 minutes in, and whilst we haven't had any teams eliminated just yet, you can see how crowded this zone is already becoming. Everyone just trying to rush in, get towards crates, and just try and stay alive for as long as possible. The open area is becoming a deadly battle zone, and getting inside the crates at least tries to even it up for these teams, as Rap's going to get the double knockdown. Zemanek and Nonreg. Nonreg will be picked apart. Rafi now the last one alive. 4OK just finds himself inside one of these blue crates, and that's really sort of the objective of rushing into the blue crates, is getting into crates. You can just sit inside, you can play safe, and try and avoid these fights for as long as possible. And the blue zone's already going to start making its way in. 2.5 minutes until phase number 4 will be commencing, as Knights are just sitting around the river at the moment. Avant Gaming still on the northern side, red, and pushing a split up at the moment for Captain Planet. That's why you have towards South Georgia. Sarah and Tony going to stay alive, coming in from the western side. Over towards Everest, though, still quite a few teams close by. Big Boy Macca just south, or just below. Only push at the moment. He does have the laser sight as well. Beautiful outfit too. Can we get a cheeky little look? Oh, no, okay, I won't. I'm sorry. 18.5 minutes, and really smart here from Big Boy Macca. Just hold your position, no need to move. As you can see, pretty close by, just to his left though. Weesey was poking his head around the top side of that little defilade. Tiggleton's going to be knocked down by Zana with the SLR. Niku's picking up a knockdown onto Double J. So Electricity on the north side of crates, picking up a couple there, but Tiggleton will be revived. And again, Rafi just sitting in there by himself, as Immunity now have to get the revive onto Nick 101. They will find themselves under a lot of pressure from a distance. But in terms of teams sort of rushing towards this shack and throwing in frag grenades, for example, that's not going to really be the case for Immunity. So they don't have to really worry about teams rushing them and throwing nades in and trying to sort of force them out of this shack. That's not going to be happening. The area is just far too open. Too many teams in crates. Too many sight lines. I don't even think smokes are really needed here for Immunity. They've got themselves in this position. The position's not going to get them kills, but it may get them top placing if they just sit still and hold on. You don't want to be in this building either, because it's open from the front. As you can see, open to crates. And that's not really what you want at all. So just go either prone or crouched inside of that shack and hold on for as long as possible if you are Immunity. Now throwing the push, and, well, speaking of the name, pushing on through for Extreme 2G in the crates, and it's a headshot from Spaggy. From behind for Justice Esports. Extreme will be finished off by Guru before the Chiefs could pick up the kill. No kills yet for the Chiefs, and Justice Esports all the way from Everest now pick up their first kill of the game. 20 minutes in, no teams eliminated. Now heading into phase number 4. It should very well go towards crates. And that's what is going to happen. Crates and Everest as predicted. Which does mean that for the two teams in yellow, Pandemic and Atletico towards Everest. No really major desire to get moving here, but Pandemic are under fire right now by Zoidmate from above. Raining bullets down above them. He's already picked up 2 kills for Atletico, and really that's all Atletico need to do tonight. I mean, Atletico tonight just basically have to play decent. They don't have to make amazing plays and win games with 15 kills. You can pick up 5 kills at a top 5 placing, and that is absolutely glorious for them tonight. Nice flank from Heffa. That's going to be Pandemic Esports, the first team eliminated tonight here for game 1. And for Atletico, 3 kills now for them. Zoidmate doing the majority of the work. Heffa comes in, seals it up. And Atletico can control all of Everest now if they desire, except for the western side, which has got the 3 members of Only Push, of course, after sending Extreme 2G towards crates. Didn't work out. Tiggleton will pick up the first kill of the game for the Chiefs, as he takes down Spaggy. Obviously being around that sort of portion on the south side of, well, really it's kind of the north side of Everest, but below Everest is where Justice Esports sort of find themselves at the moment. The problem with this is they have to keep an eye on sort of both sides, the crate side and the top of Everest side. Dax going on through apparently here for SYF Gaming. Not sure what the target location is for SYF. Possibly a ditch at the base of Everest may be the location. They're going to spot suspect in green PTC, though, from Knights Esports. Immediately going prone outside of the Darkseer. Now Flood's going to pull up as well. As the smokes come down for Knights, it's basically like reinforcements. Now going to throw out the frag grenade towards Flood, but he's going to be... Oh, look at this. Easy does it before the smoke really sort of blew up there. And it would have actually helped out Flood. It's going to be Cream with the Grozer. Takes him down. First kill. No, stolen by Resolves. Now it's going to be Cream knocked down by Unique. disaster for Knights Esports. Immediately the smoke from Suspect. They've already thrown out like 3 or 4 smokes. How many more do they need? Dak was knocked down, but Unique will take out Cream with a knockdown onto Suspect from behind them. Sneaky, sneaky, Unique comes that clutch for SYF Gaming. Picking up the kill and the knock. Now he's got to help out Crush though. Dak's been knocked down, but Crush is getting pushed on by X-Guru. Player 4 behind X-Guru as well, but Crush in a decent position behind the UAC and hit him from the rock too. And Guru's got to be careful as well for Unique. He hears the shots. He knows the rough location of where he's at. No frag grenade either for Guru. 10 smoke grenades, man. What has Justice Esports been smoking here? 22.5 minutes. Guru just too worried to push on this. Definitely ants in his pants action as he just moves around this tree. Knows that Crush is there behind the USC next to the rock, but he hasn't got the ankle on him. He hasn't got the frag grenade. As we are 45 seconds away now from Phase 5, and kind of feel like Phase 5 is going to be the circle that's going to determine whether or not it's going to be a Crates finish or an Everest finish. Could still go center, which would work out great for Team Immunity. As Guru's going to just now go for the spray towards the UAC. Blows it up, takes out Crush. Takes him with him. 2 kills for Justice Esports now. And now it's Guru who's under pressure by Avant Gaming. 4 up for them, 3 kills. Ooh, nice tag here from Chungi. Gets Guru down to half health and basically going to take the position that was once held by Crush. Unique, the last one alive for SYF. 3 kills, but they would not want to go out in second last position here. Does still have 3 smoke grenades to help him stay alive a little bit longer. Phase 5, it's going to be roughly central. A nice split between Everest and Crates, but it's, in my opinion, slightly favouring Crates as the top of Everest is now taken out, so the high ground advantage is gone. And well, before it goes away, Happy says we'll take 1 more kill from the high ground of Everest. Happy with a headshot onto Unique. 5 kills now for Atletico. And that's already netted them about 60-70 points here this game. Again, you only get 420 points for a win, so the gap of 1,000 is quite strong for Atletico. And they don't need a whole lot to continue to hold that gap, and it's not as if Immunity are going to be picking up many kills this game at all. 24.5 minutes, 13 teams, 37 alive. Carnage now on the move, but they may head first in towards Heifer. Heifer's looking to pull up towards the Darcy and the tree. Gonna get blown up immediately? No, it's gonna be able to fire back against Carnage, but it's 1 versus 4. We'll talk about an entrance from Happy to Venus. What the hell was that? Talk about rolling down the hill in style. Oh, happy. What do you do to me? Let's go to the knockdown from Cheeses. Still around Everest somewhere. There he is. Oh my goodness. Atletico making a grand entrance into the next zone. Cheeses on low health. Gets the first aid kit. Haffer's going to be knocked down. He was always going to be under pressure by Carnage. But it's Bryn with a headshot knockdown into Untainted. And look at that. That from Ground Zero Gaming's Bryn. An Orange Pearl coming in from behind and saving Atletico here. By now getting the knockdown into Wolf_FPV as well. So down to Sunny and Deaths won't kill you for Carnage to fight back. But they can't. They don't have the high ground. The ridge control is in favor of Ground Zero. But Nick 101 steps out from the shadows. Headshot. Car 98. Happy Navitas goes down. Cheeses the sole remaining survivor for Atletico. They might have 5 kills, but if they go out this early, they're not going to be picking up many points, and that's what really Immunity would desire more than anything. But my goodness, talk about rolling down the hill in style for Atletico. That was just comical. You gotta love this region for what they provide as entertainment for you. Double J, the last one alive for Knights Esports, is Tiggleton. Gonna get sprayed down by a snapshot. Falls back towards the crates. Only the 1 kill for Chiefs so far. As they're still looking for a top 3 finish. It's definitely viable for the Chiefs here for a good night's performance. It would be the case as Chiefs is taking shots, but he's just inside of the smoke. Does have 4 more as well. Now Blue Zone's approaching. 15 more seconds. It's on the heels of Ground Zero Gaming. It's come up to surprise them from behind. Double kill. Orange Pearl and Bryn go down. 1 to Cosy, 1 to Sunny. Sunny going to be knocked down though by Nick 101. Deaths won't kill you. No smoke grenades here either to protect Sunny, who will bleed out Immunity. About to pick up the 2nd kill of the game. That will do it, says Nick 101. 2 kills for Immunity. 3 alive. And the Phase 6 zone shifts towards Everest and what's left of it, the base of Everest. Which is quite interesting because these sort of ditches of Everest and around here, these ridges at the base of Everest can be used quite effectively. Player 4, last one alive for Justice Esports. The 3 members of Only Push still just are hanging around this area. Bullet Owl and Weezy in tonight. No Lynxy for Only Push tonight, so they're using both of their subs in... Well, not both of their subs. One of them's... Well, look, they're both, like, evenly split between core and sub. The way that they've been playing so far this season of BrawlFest have sort of been swapping out Bullet Owl and Weezy throughout the season so far. As Only Push have been doing quite well. Happy will take out Juice X. Of course, the next zone does not spell good news for Immunity. Raffy not going to have any good news either after being taken out by NZ Snapshot. With some snap strats here in the crates. 3 kills now for Weeback. Chiefs don't have to move yet. They could actually control the entire north side if they were to try and play this a little bit more aggressively. But they're more concerned with trying to just maintain control over the crates section that they're inside of the moment. Obviously, you don't want to go on top of the crates because it opens yourself up. Snapshots, Darcy's going to be spotted by Critical Motion here. Immediately with a spray with the AK. A couple of sprays coming out from all angles here from the Chiefs. On the Snapshot. One more will get the knockdown. And it should happen, and it will. It's Neffelhor, though, who picks up the kill for Team Immunity. Just around the other side of the crate, it's going to be Gen Joker for Weeback. Neffelhor going to be knocked down by Deathstorm and kill you. And Gen Joker, the last one alive. Does he spot Critical Motion? He does, but Crypt was jumping through. Like Mario jumping on some Goombas. Gets away from Gen Joker as Carnage will be eliminated. Charlie with the kill. And the Chiefs now know where Gen Joker is, and it's Tiggleton with a headshot. Flexing headshot as well. With what little room he had. He gets him down. Frag grenade thrown towards Assassin. It's going to come out from red for Captain Planet. I think that will be the end, though, for both Captain Planet. As we are at the 29-minute mark. 7 teams, 15 alive. Cozzy, last one alive for Immunity. They have gotten up to 3 kills. And they have gotten a better placing than Atletico. So, well, actually, no, they haven't, because Jesus is still alive. I forgot about that. Never mind. My apologies, Jesus. Lord and Savior of Atletico. #1 sub in the region. And best man spread up with these legs. Look at this. Look at these legs. It's like a Y-shaped spread. He doesn't care who's looking. 29.5 minutes. 7 teams, 15 alive. 4 alive still for the Chiefs. 4 alive for Avant Gaming as the most still with alive here. Assassin, the last one alive for Extricity, does take out Edge. 4th kill of the game for not only him, but his team. As he does take a little bit too long there peeking. Tiggleton will punish him. 3 kills now for Tiggleton. 4 for the Chiefs. But as I mentioned, though, no longer 4 players alive for the Chiefs. Edge going down means they've only got 3. Avant Gaming with 4, 7 kills as well. Just on the edge of the western part of the zone. And they've got Only Push in their sights as well. But they've also got to watch out for the Chiefs, who will be pushing in. 30 minutes and 20 seconds has elapsed here for game 1 of the night so far. Final night of the season. $10,000 up for grabs on the line. And for 4 games in total, 2 on Erangel. And then 2 on Miramar. Cozzy still alive for Team Immunity. Really does need to hope that Jesus gets spotted, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, as Vasili's going to be knocked down by Benchu. But look who is very close right now. I mean, very close. Player 4. No wonder they can't see him. Even I can barely even see him. I mean, that is... Talk about blending in for player 4. That is amazing. He can smell them. He can smell what Weezy had for breakfast. He's that close to Benchu as well. He can feel his muscles. Benchu's just even... He literally just... Oh, but he's in the car! He's in the Dacia! Player 4 is in the Dacia! Are you kidding me? What is he doing? And surely he gets the double kill! Throws out the frag grenade, but he threw it too far! And still yet Benchu and Weezy still didn't spot him! Now he goes in behind and gets bullet out! He could wipe them all out here! Oh, is this perfect? Oh my goodness! What is this solo job from player 4? I've never seen anything like it. He picks up the double. Weezy. How did they not even spot him inside of the vehicle? Are you kidding me? Benchu. Weezy. No idea. It's the triple kill. Player 4. Oh, he's just got the play of the year in the final 2 weeks of the year. Player 4. Unbelievable. Into the top 4 as well. How fitting has only pushed go out in 5th. I believe it was Cozzy out in 6th for immunity. My goodness, that was amazing. One for the highlight reel, but also one for the comical reel for only push. I don't blame them for not being able to see him inside of the grass, but the second he gets into the Dacia, he's peeking out of the window, cooking a frag grenade 2 feet away, and you still don't spot him. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Well, it could also happen to the Chiefs here. Jesus, close by to this tree. Snakes are deadly. Snakes are evolving. They are evolving. They don't just sit in the grass and lay prone anymore. They apparently can also get inside of Dacias. 32.5 minutes. 4 teams. 8 alive for the first game of the night. We've seen it all now. Chungi going to be taken down by the critical motion. He's second kill of the game. 7 now in total for the Chiefs. This Resolves and Charlie, the last 2 alive for Avant Gaming, just sharing this tree together. This is massive for Jesus though. Now Atletico further the gap against Team Immunity. With only 3 games remaining, I think they've all but locked up first position for PUBG BrawlFest. It comes down to the next couple of positions that are all still up for grabs. Well and truly, it's Potato with a headshot, knockdown onto Charlie. Resolves so close to going down here as well. And he will go for the revive. No vest either for Resolves, just a nice little turtleneck. Charlie will take the next 2 bullets as well. Goes down, only a frag grenade in hand for Resolves. Nothing else remaining at this point. Might as well just die to the blue zone. It is coming in for him to take his life away. Gonna run for it though, and immediately Tiggleton will finish him off. So 3 teams, but in saying that, it's a 3 versus 1 versus 1. Jesus and player 4, but I wouldn't count out player 4. He's already picked up a triple kill. Jesus, right in front of critical motion. Into the grass as well. It's a very thick grass. Jesus obviously has the better idea as to a player in front of him, but he hasn't got the full angle. Look how thick that grass is. Oh, the thickness is hot right now. Jesus, and critical motion does not make the same mistake as only push. The Chiefs on the verge of an 11-kill win. Well, you can't seriously count out player 4. Surely you cannot. I mean, he's already picked up a 1 versus 3 this game. Can he get a second one? If he wins this game, it would probably be single-handedly the best win from a solo player that I've ever seen, from the position he was in to winning the game, if he takes it out. In saying that, it's going to be difficult. All 3 members of the Chiefs close by. Needs to get the initial knockdown. Not going to happen. The Chiefs are not going to fall over that lightly. They will take out game number 1 for the night with an 11-kill performance as well. That's going to be huge for them to shoot up the rankings, as that is 5 kills for Tiggleton, 3 for critical motion, 2 for Potato, and 1 for Edge. Whew. Whew. Second position, though, to player 4. And Justice. 5-kill performance. But all thanks to player 4, for sure. Atletico in 3rd, further the gap against Immunity. With only 3 games remaining. This is their tournament to win. 4th for Avant, and 5th for Only Push. We're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to game number 2.
I don't know much, but I know you. I know all the things that you want, that you like to do. Wanna go fast like they do. Can we take it down low, slow the tempo, yeah. We got an invite to the best show. All you gotta wear is your heels and a smile I love. We just digging for gold, let the rest know. Hey, we ain't gotta let the rest know. I just wanna slow dance with you. Make shapes until the night is through. Move a little closer to you and feel heaven. I just wanna slow dance with you. Make shapes until the night is through. Move a little closer to you and feel heaven. Move a little closer, move a little and we take it. Move a little closer, move a little and we take it. Move a little closer, move a little and we take it. Move a little closer, move a little and we take it. I don't know much, but I know you. I know all the things that you want, that you like to do. Wanna go fast like they do. Can we take it down low, slow the tempo, yeah. Got an invite to the best show. All you gotta wear is your heels and a smile I love. We just digging for gold, let the rest know. Hey, and we ain't gotta let the rest know. I just wanna slow dance with you. Make shapes until the night is through. Move a little closer to you and feel heaven. I just wanna slow dance with you. Make shapes until the night is through. Move a little closer to you
start somewhat small, but I gotta say that I'm so ready. Yeah, I gotta say that I'm so ready. Wanna try out something new and wanna start with you. Wanna lose myself tonight by your side. Wanna try out something new and wanna start with you. Wanna lose myself tonight by your side. The moment's going, emotions flowing, my feelings growing for you. I said the moment's going, emotions flowing, my feelings growing for you. Growing for you. I love the way you look at me, like nothing else is in between. Just thoughts and visions we can see, the visions only we can see. The moment's going, emotions flowing, my feelings growing for you. I said the moment's going, emotions flowing, my feelings growing for you. The moment's going, emotions flowing, my feelings growing for you. I said the moment's going, emotions flowing, my feelings growing for you. Growing for you. Close your eyes, take a breath, and let me in to your heart, to your soul. This is where we ignite the fire within. Feel it come, take control. Never gonna let you go, let you go. Never gonna fall in love again. Through the storm, we will rise against the tide. Nothing left to stop us now. This is where we collide. The stars are burning bright. The stars are burning bright. Never gonna let you go, let you go.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody for Game 2 action of the PUBG BrawlFest Season 2 final week, or week 6, either one's fine. My name's Xenox, hope you enjoyed Game 1. It was definitely a show put on by Player 4 at the end, and man, that clip's getting sent around pretty quickly. That was an insane finish for game number 1. Chiefs taking it out though, that's a win for them, which will boost their confidence of getting inside of the top 5 to finish off the season. And again, for the split of 1st to 5th for the prize pool, it's 5,000 for first, which is seemingly at the moment going to be going to Atletico. 2nd place will take home 2,500. 3rd place will take home 1,250. 4th is 750, and 5th $500 to round out the $10,000 prize pool presented and powered by BrawlFest, GLL, and 1UP Entertainment. As we head into game number 2 now for the night. It is the final night of the season, but it's also the final game now for Erangel. After this, the final 2 games will be played on Miramar, as the way it has been throughout the season, of course. First 2 games of the night on Erangel, next 2 games of the night on Miramar. So we will be finishing it off on Miramar after this, and that's where things could get a little bit shaky. But of course, for Atletico, they've only got 3 games left, and they've got a huge lead over a Team Immunity. If they can perform well here in this next game of Erangel, the final game of Erangel, then, of course, they should be locked up and not even really need to perform that well on Miramar. We do have a zone, which will be towards the eastern side of Erangel this time, something a bit different from the west that we saw in game 1. And of course, when you've only got 2 games, it's nice when you have 2 very different zones. And it is going to be over Melter, Shelter, Prison, Farm, etc. A little bit of Sosnovka Island still in, but not enough to force it over towards Sosnovka Island. Unless we get a very dramatic hard shift in phase number 2, which I don't think will happen, but it could. I still don't think it'll happen. Standing looting locations, Carnage over in Roshok, only push around school and apartments, although Bullet L and Extreme 2G making their way into the zone early, as Nick 11 is going to shift over just north of Farm from Pachinki, over towards Severny for Extricity, North Georgia Ball for Knights, and South Georgian Crates for Atletico. Chiefs in the Gatka Fields looking to make it back-to-back chicken dinners, and if they can achieve that, their chances of making it into the top 5 will look extremely promising. And that's really the goal now for everyone else not named Atletico. Make it into the top 5. For Team Immunity, it's just about holding on to 2nd place. I don't think they've got enough firepower in them over the last 3 games. Unless Atletico literally come last in all 3 games and Immunity win all 3 games, then yeah, they would be able to take first position. But the likelihood of that, very, very small. After mine, over towards Quarry. Over just south of them in Primosk is Archaic, as Ground Zero Gaming's Orange Pearl and Bryn around Ferry Pier. Now it's going to be Weeback following in from behind, SYF over the Milterside Bridge. Brabs just pulling up short, and Janjolico and Snapshot just behind as well, making sure they're not going to run into a gatekeep. South of Shelter for Pandemic Esports. Over for Avant Gaming, of course, usually around Yasna and Polyana, as they'll be making their way into the zone. That's for Captain Planet. 2-2 split at the moment for Huzzy, Bush and Q, Red, and Hustler. So, game 2. And of course, a reminder throughout the night in title, if you want, you can exclamation mark leaderboard to keep up to date with the leaderboard as we go through our final 4 games of the season. Unfortunately, the API doesn't seem to be working as it usually does, which means that it will take slightly longer for the points to be all tallied up and then published live on the leaderboard. So give it some time and just keep having a look over it throughout the day. And of course, at the end of the stream tonight, we will take some time to have an announcement of the winners. So it already seems as if it's going to be Farm, Shelter, Milter as the big 3 locations for team to push into. No one inside of Farm at the moment. I think that will change though. As SYF just going to be moving over to the other side of the road, west of Milter. As we are 8 minutes and 15 seconds into this game. 3 minutes and 13 seconds until we head into phase number 2. And again, a reminder for the points system as well. 420 points for first place, 16 points each kill. And as you can see, not many points if you finish in the bottom 6 or 7 or so. Really, you want to be finishing in the probably the top 7 to get 150 points plus just from placing. So 9.5 minutes here in game number 2. Final game of a wrangle for the year as well for the competitive OCE PUBG region, as this is the final tournament night for 2018. And talk about leaving the best play of the year until the final night from player 4. Husey just at the Wizard Tower, west of Farm. Soon cycling over towards Netfahor as the 2-2 split for Team Immunity, who unfortunately for them had Jesus provide a massive rank tank for Atletico. As Atletico actually just coming in with the blue zone now, along with Knights Esports north of them. Piva Potato coming in late. Over towards the coastline though. Critical Motion stops for a little bit to take a few shots at some rotating members of Ground Zero Gaming. Coming in now behind him is Aftermind. He had to be fortunate that he didn't get run over there. I think Aftermind were more worried about Crit than Crit was about Aftermind. So we'll put the music away now. Orange Pearl is going to be careful here. Card 98 for Critical Motion. Unable to land the shot just yet. He is moving a lot though. Wow, big shot from Crit. He just goes bang. Takes him down. 40 seconds until phase number 2 now. But Crit's got to be careful. He's by himself along the coast. He will have Piva Potato coming in though for reinforcement if he needs help with the vehicle. Electricity over towards the eastern side of Prison. As Atletico now just making their way south of Pachinki. Critical Motion trying to fire back towards Monty, but it's Brett who gets the headshot. Knockdown onto Edge. 10 more seconds now until phase number 2. Monty lands the shot onto Critical Motion. Granzo just doing everything they can to try and keep Orange Pearl alive here. He's bleeding out pretty quickly though. Phase number 2. It's going to shift north and away from Salznovka Island and away from all water here as well. As Tiggleton will be able to find the confirmation onto Orange Pearl. Jesus goes down after the long rank tank in game 1. He won't be playing very much here into game number 2. First death of the game for Atletico. Down to just Zoidmate, Happy Navitas and Heifer. Again, Jesus filling in tonight for Luke 12. As we touch on the 12-minute mark now for game 2. Final game of a wrangle. Easy for Pandemic Esports inside of the Wizard Tower. Justice Esports. Talk about man of the moment for player 4. Would he be able to make a repeat effort that we saw in game 1? Very unlikely, as Heifer's going to go down to Somatic. And all of a sudden, Archaic have picked up 2 kills onto Atletico. This is great for Team Immunity. If Atletico go in last position here, it does keep the Flames alive for Immunity's opportunity to take out first position at the end of this night. Which would be taking home $5,000. A double upgrade, basically, from second to first. 2,500 to 5,000 in total. Everyone inside of the zone now, except for Archaic and except for Zoidmate, who's just going to be pushing in now. So Archaic, the last team to make their way to this phase 2 zone. 45 more seconds until the blue zone will restrict the play area, but it's not going to be causing much effect for the teams, of course, already inside of the zone. Looking how it's all set up though. A lot more teams around the shelter region, especially with the fact that in phase 2 it shifted more northerly. This is fine for Atletico, Zoidmate and Happy Davidas. They can rotate up to the north side comfortably. Now by themselves, there's a duo pair now, so they do have to be careful as Charlie's going to spot Knights Esports rotating past. Unable to land the shots onto Cream PTC though. Only the 3 players for Avant Gaming this game, Charlie, Vasily and Chungi. Of course, Avant still in the running for top 3. I mean, pretty much every team is inside of the, but I'd say the top 7 or even top 8, if you include Order, have got the potential to still finish around 3rd position or so. You'd say top 2's locked up of the top 3, Immunity and Atletico. Should be able to take out 1 and 2. And that 3rd spot, though, is still open. With the Chiefs taking out game 1, though, it does help their chances to take out the 3rd position if they can finish off the final 3 games in a decent position. We back inside a farm. They do have Tony, Star, and Shroom Fox from Afterbite to their east. On the outskirts of farm as well. No one in the main buildings. SYF Gaming just even further east of Afterbite, outside of farm altogether, near the road. They will hear the shots, though. Well, it does say Saab, barely. The grass plant was definitely taking up a lot of the vision there from Dak, and wasn't able to land the shot anyway. As Archaic, Rafi and Somatic inside of the zone. Dabali and Orange will be meeting with them to get inside of the zone. That'll be every team here inside of phase number 2 with a minute and 10 seconds until phase 3. Now we see on the move for Only Push. Going to be knocked down though by Suspectors. Just a little too much there for Only Push. That's what they do though. Of course they only push. And they do fall for that though. We see gonna go down. I don't know what the camera's doing. It does that sometimes. Out of my control. So 35 more seconds until phase number 3. Bullet L has got himself a location a bit more north from Bancho and Extreme 2G. So it's a 2-1 split now. Maybe just an aggressive push, even for the likes of Only Push, who are an aggressive team. Maybe even aggressive for their standards. Carnage just on shelter now. No one inside of Bunnings, but Assassin and Nico's are close by for Extricity. Zoid and Happy maybe looking to just push further south a little bit more here. They are playing quite north up on the top side. Would require a hard shift up north for them to remain inside of this next zone, which is 3 seconds away now for phase number 3. And it will be actually going towards the northeastern side of the phase 2 zone. So phase 3, not too bad for Atletico. It's obviously fine for Zoid, mate. Happy's going to have to move towards Zoid's location. Extricity can hold a decent spot in the zone. I'm actually surprised, though, that Assassin and Nico's moved away from Shelter in the end. Considering that Shelter's in a better position in the zone, but in saying that, Shelter's probably going to be harder for Assassin and Nico's as the duo pair to hold on to. It is a lot bigger, but better placed. Obviously, they'd be expecting other teams to be pushing towards Bunnings in the end, and that's exactly what Carmsy's going to be doing for Knights Esports, and he's just going to drive straight in, didn't even stop to think or look. Talk about a breach and a crash landing, and Knights have got themselves a compound now with Bunnings taken. Do need to get everyone over there, especially Double J for Knights Esports. We're on to 1 kill at the moment, keeping an eye and Overwatch onto Avant Gaming facility. Inside of the blue, Nico's lands a shot. And looks like Double J is going to get picked up. Nice little slide through for Cream and Suspect as they come in. 17.5 minutes now of the rotation for the Chiefs, led by Critical Motion on the motorbike. Going to be going up north, which is a smart play. A lot less teams on the northern side of this zone. Obviously, we do have Happy Davidas and Zoidmate, but after that, it just basically goes down to Assassin and Niku's. Wow. Apparently, Cream has knocked himself out, along with Double J knocking himself out. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it will be Cream taken down. Look at the angle that Zoidmate managed to get. So Zoidmate with a huge fortune and angle to get the knockdown onto Knights. Sorry, to get the elimination onto Knights' Cream. Double J will be able to get revived, but Knights down to 3 now. And of course, for Avant, there was really no need for them to move at all. It's apparently Archaic getting close by into the Chiefs' rotation here. Up into the northern side, into the Yasnaya. Wheatfield goes Edge. And Potato. Down south still for Weeback and Aftermind towards Farm. They're going to have to push in. Talk about pushing in, though. Team Immunity with the breach towards the bunker here of Shelter. Wolf FPV's got himself some visitors, and he's just going to get taken out by Nafahor. Kasun pulling up as well. So Wolves, I think, got run over towards the end after getting knocked down by Nafahor. Nick Wadwan and Cozzy together. So Untainted and Das won't kill you. Under a bit of pressure and split up from Sunny as well. So Carnage lose Wolf. They've got a 2-1 split around Shelter. Snapshot underneath as well. Not sure how he got in here so quickly as well to make his way underneath Shelter as well. The rest of his team inside of the blue zone as well, so that must have been an early push. Ground Zero Gaming's going to be eliminated though. Monty and Bren go down. Double kill for Crush, as SYF Gaming will pick up their first 2 kills of the game here. 19 minutes into game 2, and finally we'll have our first team eliminated. 45 more seconds now until phase number 4. As Vasily just keeps his eye towards Captain Planet, which is Team 11. Behind the tree at the moment. Red pushing Q, Hustler and Huzzy. Just trying to play it safe on the western side of the zone. Holding edge rather than going central. And at this point in the game, of course, if you're coming in with just 15 seconds left on the blue zone until phase 4, there's no chance that you're going to be able to get inside of the center of the zone. That's why Aftermind going to go for a very long rotation into the blue zone. They're also going to come in from the north side, but Archaic and Chiefs are already there. They had that idea a while ago. Whereas on the south side, it's a Pandemic can only push you to get the zone. It goes towards Shelter. Which is quite dramatic because even though Avant Gaming's location is still inside the zone, only Push's location is still inside the zone, Pandemic's is still inside the zone, they're all on the edge. That center of the zone is basically just the Shelter complex of, you know, the underground tunnels. I think I'm going to go scouting and see if he can find anyone. Obviously playing this very carefully. Sam will run into Peeper Potato, Shroom Fox. Tony's going to stop and fight though. He's going to stay behind and see if he can fight off the rest of the Chiefs. Maybe draw attention away from Shroom Fox. Well, he's definitely done that. Shroom Fox able to get away for now. He continues to just drive on by. Juzek's going to go down. Snapshot gets spotted by Cozzy though. Unfortunately for Snappy underneath here in the bunkers. As Tony goes down to a frag grenade by Critical Motion, and it'll be an easy kill. As Shroom Fox will now be the last one alive for Aftermind. 21 minutes gone. 22 health. Doesn't have any first aid kits either. We'll have to go for some bandages. He watches that crate. Crate's already been looted though. Shots from Kamzi towards Electricity. Now this is a problem for Nick, who's an assassin. I'm not sure if do they have a vehicle. It looks like they do. They've got the UAZ. Of course, they moved away from Bunnings, and now they're going to move back towards Bunnings in the end. So Team Immunity, 2 kills inside a Shelter underneath at the moment, rather than playing above. Which is great, because really they've got the opportunity to play both from this sort of location. They can play underneath, play a lot more safer. Or they can play above and really try and control a lot more area and gain a lot more information. And so, at the moment, they're not really doing both. They're just playing this very safe, expecting, considering their center of the zone, to see a lot of teams around them. And if they do go a little bit too out into the open, they could get spotted, of course, and they want to play this one as safe as possible. They've already got 2 kills. Get into the top 10, hope Atletico bail out, and then proceed to pick up some kills from there. Again, Aftermind and the Chiefs are going to be colliding here. 2 health left for Shroom Fox, as Kamzi will put him out of his misery, and it will put Aftermind out of the game here in 15th position. Tickleton taking some shots now from Knights Esports. Also, maybe from Crush, or I think it's Crush shooting towards Somatic for Archaic. Looking to pick up their 4th kill of the game. Non-Red's going to be knocked down by Death Won't Kill You. Archaic continue to push in. They push in quite close to Carnage Esports. Death's an Untainted, trying to fight them off here, and he does spot a couple prone in the grass, but Deft has only got the red dot, has to fall back after taking a couple of shots as Untainted throws out the frag grenade. He picks up the Barley. It's a double knockdown now onto Archaic. Somatic under a bit of pressure as well from some different angles, as Rafi close by to Debali, and Non-Reg is now going to be careful of any frag grenade fire, throwing out the smoke grenades. As Crush and Untainted both going to be knocked down. Dash Won't Kill You picks up the knockdown onto Crush, but it's Untainted who's knocked down. This is fine for Archaic, but Dash Won't Kill You is turning his attention more so towards Flood rather than the smokes of Archaic. big opportunity now for them to get them all back up. Tabali's been revived. Non-Reg will follow suit. All 4 members of Archaic back alive and standing. 23 minutes gone here into game number 2 for the night. Red's going to be knocked down by Lucko. Zoid, mate. Last one alive for Atletico. After losing his partner in crime, Happy Navitas. 23.5 minutes gone here, and it's really now down to another rank tank job. Does have the AUG. Does has the SKS, level 3 helmet as well, military vest. I mean, in terms of being kitted out for a solo player, he couldn't ask for a better setup at the moment. We head into phase 4 though, and it does go to the north, favouring more so Avant Gaming than the likes of Only Push or Pandemic in terms of the teams that did still have some compounds. It does mean Chungi and Vasily and Charlie don't have to necessarily move away from here. They do lose a large chunk of it. They could even move and send one person over to this broken down shack. The problem with this is you don't want to be on this side of the zone with this road and having to cross at a later date around phases 6 or 7. Suspect and Kamsi, as you can see, just holding below this defilade of the shelter entrance, or one of the entrances for Knights Esports. That's won't kill you with a knockdown onto Fury, playing with a knockdown onto Daps. Now Sunny's going to be able to spot player 4. There's not going to be any magical storyline here from player 4 in game 2. It's a bloodbath at the entrance of the shelter. 1 health for Sunny as well, and he was the last one alive for Carnage. And he's going to have to get them both up. Even Fury's coming for a revive as well. Fury, you're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong way, buddy. He's not going to revive you. He's just going to punch you out. And for Justice Esports, as you can see, X-Cura just far too far away. No frag grenades either to sort of try and rush down, throw a frag grenade in there and try and pick up all 3. That's not even a possibility. Sunny will take out Fury. He's not going to be able to get player 4 back up either. So no repeat performance from player 4 from the game 1 heroics. As Pushing Q and Huzzy is going to be eliminated. 14th position for Captain Planet. Benshu, though. Oh boy. Extreme 2G and X-Cura in a 1 versus 1. It's Extreme 2G, though. His first kill of the game. As Extreme and Benshu, the final 2 alive now for Only Push. 13th position for Justice Esports. Not really a great way to back up their game 1 performance. Chiefs under a bit of pressure, though. 5 kills in total. 3 of them to critical motion. Edge will need some reviving, though. It's close by SYF. Rafi's still here as well for Archaic. But he's the last one alive for Archaic. He's not going to want to sort of start running around trying to find kills and put himself into the open. Just wants to try and survive this push from SYF Gaming. Frag unable to. The jump though from Flood. They are up to 5 kills now. 12th position for Archaic. And the eastern side of the zone may come down to SYF and the Chiefs here. After Edge gets revived, he will also start bandaging up. And Zoidmate goes down. It's an 11th position finish for Atletico. So regardless, at this point on, here for Game 2, Immunity will be slightly catching up onto Atletico. But boy, if they got a mountain to climb, a mountain to get over, to catch up to Atletico from here on out. Tiggleton with the knockdown onto Dak now. Between the battle of the Chiefs and SYF, Tiggleton on the correct side of this little dirt road as well. So it's going to have to be the push from SYF towards his location. 15 more seconds now until phase number 6. Behind the rock for Tiggleton with the Dacia helping him from behind as well. Critical motion's going to go down to Kamsi, the third party. Unlucky for the Chiefs as Tiggleton just throws a couple of bullets into the smoke. It's Unique going to get the revival to Dak instead. And unfortunately for the Chiefs, the third party has arrived from Knights Esports. They really haven't got the vision of SYF, so really the only target for Knights is more so Chiefs than SYF. We'll be able to get the revive onto Crush, though, just before the blue zone starts moving in, which will be 50 seconds time, which will make us into phase 7 in a couple of minutes, as we are 27 minutes here into game number 2. 10 teams, 25 alive, and again a reminder, it's the final game of the night on Erangel. The next 2 preceding games will be played on Miramar to close off the final night of this season, PUBG BrawlFest Season 2 action. $10,000 on the line. $5,000 for first position. Frag grenade now from Dak towards Tiggleton. This may bounce off the Dacia towards Dak, towards Tiggleton, off the backboard from Dak, I should say. And he hits the 3-pointer onto Tiggleton. Talk about using the Dacia there as a springboard to launch the frag grenade towards Tiggleton, and behind that rock, beautifully placed. Edge still holding firm, possibly expecting the push to come with the down onto Tiggleton. But SYF not so eager to rush towards Edge's location. More so just trying to survive shots now from Knights Esports. Of course, they're in the view of Knights now as Edge will rush over to Tickleton, get the revive. No smoke grenades, but we'll be able to get Tickleton back up and alive. Blue zone approaching though, minute and a half as Benchu goes down. 10th position for only push. Benchu going down. Rabs was close by, and Rabs was the one who got the execution, and Rabs is the one who now goes down to Lyco. 9th position for Weeback, 6 kills for Pandemic Esports. Three of them to Lyco, 2 to Husey, 1 to Big Boy Macca. Team Immunity continuing to just try and control the entrance of Shelter. Nick101 controlling from inside one of the other entrances. As Sunny, Depths will kill you, the rest of Carnage around the other entrance of Shelter as well. Spray is not good enough from Big Boy Macca, especially when you're out into the open like that. Untainted had the better angle. This may allow a chance, though, for SYF to push up, try and get a third party. Apparently, Unique just in time gets the execution onto Big Boy Macca. 6th kill of the game now for SYF, but it's Suspect and Kamzi who take out Crush. The tag team for Knights Esports as Pandemic go out in 8th. Unfortunately, the push not working out for them. Unique now stuck behind the trees. Dak, who's a lot closer towards both the Chiefs and Knights Esports. Diggleton with the knockdown onto Double J, but he couldn't deal with all of them. Edge prone and snaking his way into the zone. He's actually not even in there yet. 10 more seconds until phase 7. There is that blue zone. And there goes that man crawling on through. Needs to get up here to move in a little bit quicker though. Unique's going to be knocked down. It was a 1-for-1. Dak now all of a sudden. The last one alive for SYF Gaming. No surprise, no shock. We've seen this plenty of times before. Dak is the rank tank gone though for SYF, and the next zone shifting towards the northern side, towards Knights, towards Dak, and Extrusity's Nikus and Assassin. And their Shelter region also inside of the zone. Nick101 as well. He is safe. That means all of Team Immunity could push over towards Nick101's position now, towards the entrance of that Shelter part. Carnage will have to get a move on though, a little bit more north and away from their entrance as Charlie, Chungi and Vasily all still holding on for Avant Gaming as the trio. Just the 2 kills though towards the northwestern side of the zone. 7 teams and 17 alive as Vasily with a headshot. Look at the angle on that headshot as well between the trees and the ridge. Not going to be able to follow up onto it. No frag grenade though for Vasily. And so Suspect just keeping an eye, making sure no one's going to push onto them. There was a couple of frags coming out from other members though of Avant Gaming, such as Charlie. And in 10 seconds time the blue zone starts moving in again. Edge doesn't have that far of a distance to move into the zone. And he's already basically there. So 31 minutes gone. Again, a reminder guys, you can throughout the night, ! Leaderboard, to keep an update on the leaderboard as we go through tonight's games. So Edge last one alive for the Chiefs. Dak last one alive for SYF. Neff or Kasun going to be both frag grenaded by Assassin, but they will be able to go straight down here into the Shelter. They're going to be careful that they avoid this next frag grenade thrown down. Assassin though, no more frag grenades. He's going to have a smoke. I'm not sure what that's going to try and achieve here. Unless he wants to push through the smoke, but I don't think that's going to happen. If anything, that actually helps out Team Immunity. Play some mind games with them though, in a sense that they may think that someone's going to push through the smoke, but it would be a bad idea. Kasun's already been revived. Neferhort will be shortly as well. 3 kills for Immunity. So almost 32 minutes gone and we've still got 7 teams, 17 alive as well. So for all the teams that are still alive, a lot of them have got 3 or 4 players still up. Now it's only going to be the 2 alive for Knights after Double J goes down to Vasily. And Vasily gets suspected as well. Kamzi's just watching as his teammates sort of just get picked apart here one by one by Vasily, the cutest gamer in OCE. Now looking to finish off Suspect, and it's going to be a prone for Kamzi. He kind of feels and senses his fate's coming for him as well. It's Vasily who's charging down onto him. Charlie from above. Charlie will take out Kamzi. Knights out in 7th. Edge still behind the tree for the Chiefs. Gets them inside of the top 6. Dak just trying to avoid frag grenade fire. Talking about pinned down behind the rock here. Nick101 and Cozzy both going to be knocked down. The push again from Assassin. Neferhor, last one alive for Team Immunity. And Assassin just cleans up the triple onto Immunity. Molotov for Neferhor. Is he going to throw this one out? Maybe, maybe not. I think he just holds onto it for now. Nikus was knocked down, but Assassin will be able to get over there. Molotov was thrown out, but Assassin's more focused for the revive onto Nikus. Nefer will get Cozzy back up, so only the double for Assassin. And the next zone again shifting towards Edge. He gets the full hard shift. That circle basically touching the blue. It ain't gonna move at all. Edge keeps his tree, keeps his position. And Avant Gaming can now try and control the rest of the zone as well from the northern side. Frag grenade onto Sunny. Knockdown. But Assassin and Nikus and Kazi and Netfall inside of shelter at the moment. Kazi needs to land a headshot. He can't get it. Nikus gets the knockdown. Netfall can't stop Assassin either. And it's going to be all members of Immunity wiped out in 5th position by the duo pair of Extricity. Nikus and Assassin snaking up like stealthy ninjas inside of the shelter base and wipes out Immunity. Wipes the smile off their face because the 5th place finish is not good enough to try and overcome Atletico's point gap. And with only 2 games remaining, it's well and truly out of reach now as Carnage go out in 4th. Down to the final 3 teams, Extricity, Avant, and the Chiefs. Chiefs with 5 kills now in the top 3 placing. Continues to bode well for their chances of finishing in 3rd position at the end of the night. And who knows, maybe even a 2nd place finish as well if they do well over on Miramar, which historically, the Chiefs Esports Club boys are not that bad on Miramar, especially compared to some other teams that do well on Erangel and not so well on Miramar. May still be an opportunity to win this game, though, of course, coming in from behind Avant Gaming. They're not going to sense him. We are into the final phase, though. Circle's not going to be moving anywhere else. We are just going to have the blue zone restrict in towards the Asterix, which, of course, is favoured for Avant Gaming. Assassin and Nikus basically could just easily get kept here by Avant Gaming's Chungi, and really all of them here at the front entrance of the shelter. And that's probably what's going to happen. The downside for this, though, for Avant, is that Edge is still alive, is still behind them. Avant don't have the information on Extricity. They make sense there's 3 members of Extricity still down below, rather than a solo player still hanging around behind them. Nikus, I think, he's trying to find a different outlet here, but it's all been cut off by the blue zone, and now Assassin's going to be knocked out immediately. Edge from behind will take out Charlie. Gets Vasily as well for Edge. He picks up the double. Now just has to deal with Chungi all of a sudden. It's a 1 versus 1 versus 1, although there is still the opportunity that Assassin could get revived by Nikus. I don't know what Nikus is actually trying to do. Is he? What's he trying to do here? Is he just being... Oh, no. Has he locked himself in here? Oh, no. Oh, boy. This is like going down with the ship here. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy, boy. Not good news for Nikus. Rightio then. It's going to come down to Chungi versus Edge. I don't know how Extricity messed this one up. How did Nikus get trapped out in shelter? Regardless, Chungi gets Edge though. Oh, the clutch. Chungi was so low on 30 health after Edge opened it up. Edge will go down. It's going to be an Avant Gaming win. In the most hilarious style of it as well. 10 kill performance. Avant Gaming winner chicken dinner. What a victory as well for Chungi. I don't think he'll ever have an easier finish than that to finish off the final player alive. As Edge can't quite come up. That'll be a 3rd place finish as well for the Chiefs. Extricity hold on for 2nd. The trio pair of Avant. That's right, they only had 3 the entire game. 10 kill performance, 5 to Vasily, 3 to Charlie, 2 to Chungi. That's Avant Gaming for you, what they're capable of. Extricity in 2nd, Chiefs in 3rd, 4th for Deaths Won't Kill You, Wolf, Sunny, and Untainted for Carnage, and 5th for Team Immunity. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. They needed more than that, and more kills to go with it as well. But that is finishing up Erangel. 2 games remaining for the season, and those 2 games, of course, played over on Miramar. We're going to go to a break. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
was in denial about my love. Here I stand, I know I walked away. Had to find the person I'd become. I was high and I was low, moved through mountains, rain and snow, but I felt that I was further from the truth. And one dark and stormy night, rolling thunder, flashing light, heard a whisper in the night, and it said, you should go back home, go back home, go back home, go. It's been there all along. You should go back home, go back home, go back home, go. That's where you belong. That's where you belong. Here I am, know it's been a while. I was in denial about my love. Here I stand, I know I walked away. Had to find the person I'd become. I was high and I was low, moved through mountains, rain and snow, but I felt that I was further from the truth. And one dark and stormy night, rolling thunder, flashing light, heard a whisper in the night, and it said, go back home, go back home, go back home, go. It's been there all along. You should go back home, go back home, go back home, go. That's where you belong. That's where you belong.
Going down, down, down. Nothing left but broken pieces. Pull me out, out, out. In this sinkhole all alone. In this sinkhole all alone. In this sinkhole all alone. Shed a single tear now for all those times we'll never get. Wipe the sweat from my brow, feel the weight of my regret. Feel the weight of my regret. In this sinkhole all alone.
Alrighty, welcome back everybody for Game 3 action here for the PUBG BrawlFest Season 2 Finals. My name is Zenox, hope you enjoyed the Erangel portion of the final night here. We're now headed to the final 2 games of the night, which of course will be on Miramar to decide who's going to be taking home a share portion of $10,000. Top 5, well and truly still heating up. It's like 80 points between 2nd and 4th. I mean, that's a pretty big gap. Sorry, pretty small gap, I should say. For a pretty large gap of money between 2nd and, 5's prize pool difference. Coming into these final 2 games here on Miramar. We do have our zone, of course, for Game 3. Which is what we're in. That's right, Game 3. There it is in the top left corner of your screen. And it is on the northern side towards Oasis, Water Treatment, Torre Ayamara, Cruz del Val, and La Cabrera onto the western side. Campo Militar for Pandemic Esports. Al Azahar for Avant Gaming. Hacienda del Patron for Chiefs Esports. San Martin for Team Immunity. Okay, generally are around Power Grid, but they've got 3 members of Aftermind, Shroom, Fox, Tony, and Sara inside there at the moment. El Pozo for Extricity. Chimichera for Knights Esports, but they've also sent down 2 members to Valle del Mar. Onto Nuevo, generally for Atletico, but they've also got 2 members in Picado, so a nice split there for them. Over towards Los Leones, there's actually quite a few teams in there. Now, generally Order on the western side of Los Leones, but they're not here, of course, they're in Bravo Division tonight. As for Carnage, generally on the north side of Los Leones and the middle and south-ish side for We Back, but they are being contested by Team 11 Captain Planet. Towards Impala for Justice Esports on the move already, and only push around Minas Generales, Graveyard, La Bendita. As for SYF, it was the Ayamara, Cruz del Val. So that is also going to be Ground Zero Gaming around Water Treatment, decent part of the zone, of course. The zone like this, far north of already, there's really no water in play. And so that's going to mean, really, it's just Oasis is the only bit of water. I've never seen an Oasis finish, to be truthfully honest. I would actually mind seeing that here for Game 3 for the second last game of the tournament for Season 2 PUBG BrawlFest.
Going down, down, down. Nothing left but broken pieces. Pull me out, out, out. In this sinkhole, all alone. Shed a single tear now. For all those times we'll never get. Wipe the sweat from my brow. Feel the weight of my regret.
So, Extreme to G gets a knockdown into results. We'll be able to get the execution here as well. Do apologise for any laggy inconveniences here on Miramar. Of course, it is not quite as optimised as Rankle. Takes a little while longer for everything to load in as well for some reason. And Extreme 2G will pick up the kill onto results. First kill of the game for him and only push. And I think that's actually the first death of the game overall. So 4 minutes and 45 seconds until phase number 2. And of course on Miramar it's generally a slower play style compared to a Erangel. Generally, of course, you're seeing long range engagements rather than teams pushing close to each other and taking close range fights, and teams utilizing high ground and mountain ranges and deflates, etc. to their advantages, and really just trying to gain as much information as possible, which in doing so it does put you out in the open at times, depending on how aggressive you've been trying to find that information. Pushing around outside of buildings, for example, does leave you open more so in Miramar than it does on Erangel. Orange Pearl, Monty and Bryn in a decent position inside of the zone. Just to the east of them is going to be the Chiefs. And basically see how close we are to the border. There is the border wall. Okay, pretty close by to Ground Zero Gaming as well. So, almost 9-minute mark now. 16 teams still, 60 alive. Pretty slow start to this game, but it should heat up generally around phases 3 and 4 is where we see a lot of the action here in Miramar. And of course, then pretty standard from then onwards towards the end of the game. 2 minutes and 30 seconds until phase 2 as apparently Saab blows up Tony. I don't know how he managed to do that. So we back and start leaving Los Leones now. Not a lot of movement from Atletico this game. Still around Picardo, Montenuevo as well. A lot of teams, in fact, going to be coming quite late to this zone. There's already a large chunk of teams that are central to this zone. So coming in very late with these teams around the west and east side and even south for we back. They're going to have to play edge. There's a lot of room around the edge here. Oasis is still completely open. Loco Briera, Tarea Yamada. Of course, north of Hacienda and San Martin as well. Water treatment's open, so there are still some places, but the majority of open places is going to be on the outer edge. This massive mountain range north of water treatment already filled up, really. Chiefs, Ground Zero, Archaic, SYF, only push as well. There's probably only room for a team around water treatment itself, and even then you're going to be sort of below the mountain. You don't really want to be finding yourself there. Put the music away. So game 3, down to the second last game of the night, second last game of the tournament. Heffer getting too close for comfort against the Aftermind. Just trying to leave them in his dust at the moment in the Murado. And does a nice little flip vehicle. This is the second time tonight that a member of it... Oh, Heffer got out. Oh no, Heffer. Oh boy. You got to trust in the vehicle flip. Don't try and bail out of it. He does get knocked out. I don't think he's going to be able to get up again. Zoidmate, though, coming in. I think Saar's going to keep him down. And this will be an easy kill for Aftermind. Unfortunately for Heffer. Shroomfox coming in now. There's the blue zone as well. 30 more seconds until phase 2. Heffer goes down, so immediately Zoidmate and Happy just change their direction back towards the zone rather than towards saving Heffer. So not a good start for Atletico. They are in first place at the moment. They've got a decent gap over Team Immunity, but didn't have the best game in Game 2. And if they lose out early here on Miramar, may give Immunity the slightest of hope going into the final game, depending on how Immunity, of course, play this game. Oh, wow. Next zone even goes north again. It's a hard shift towards Oasis. And looks like we should very well get an Oasis finish, or thereabouts, of course. Even on Miramar Phase 4, we do have ourselves the land ratio setting, which means it does take out water. On Phase 4, the zone will shift away from water as best as possible. And, of course, Oasis does have water in here. Savsy spotted by Korean PTC. Nice couple of attacks with a Mini 14. He's going to get one more. No, he's not. Savsy able to stay alive there for now. Nice distance away from Knights. As the Chiefs are going to be rotating far into these inside. As I mentioned, I've not actually seen a game around this sort of section of Miramar before. And it's just so vast and open, with obviously buildings scattered around the area as well. So as we reach the 13-minute mark, we will be then a minute away from the blue zone making its move once again. Teams are on the move early here, though, for phase number 2. Rather than leaving it too late, couple of teams now starting to get around Oasis. 2-2 split for SYF. Potato and Edge on the move now to some buildings. Tickleton stays behind for now. Critical Motion, though, unfortunately, finds himself close by to Charlie and some members of Pandemic Esports as well. Oh, Crit's going to blow up. Well, Charlie will take out Critical Motion after he gets too close to the sun and he burns up. Lyco pulling up now for Pandemic Esports, close by to Edge. Frag grenade in hand, looking for a Kobe here. It's going to be more so towards the vehicle. Doesn't even really make it towards there anyway. I don't know why. Lyco just shifts into the back seat. Now goes into the front seat. He's going to book it out of there, along with Big Boy Macca for Pandemic Esports. Oh, he gets knocked down! Headshot from P for Potato. They will take him out here, so the Chiefs do get some revenge. This Big Boy Macca and his pickup truck needs to just get moving away from the Chiefs. This is the edge of the zone again as well, by the way. Even though the map may technically still go a little bit further out, you can see there is how far away the blue zone. You can't even really see it still. This is all they've got to play with around here. There is Oasis, though. But it is going to be tricky to finish on Oasis because of the water. Now, depending on how Phase 3 shifts things, there may be an opportunity for that to happen. Double J knocked out. Now the execution onto Somatic as well. Picks up their first kill of the game. Knights are on the board. And Archaic lose a member. They've got to be careful. Gunner 1131. Subbing in for this game. Unfortunately, though, it's only himself and Non-Reg now left remaining for Archaic already. No kills yet for Team Immunity. They will need to get a move on for that. They need kills. They can't just rely on placing. They can't just rely on Atletico doing poorly. They need to basically hit all 3 of the check marks. They need to win the game, get 10 plus kills, and hope Atletico go out in last position. I mean, that is what they need for this game and for the next game. If they're going to have any slight hope. I mean, absolute slight hope. It's not very possible. Depending, this game can pretty much all but tie it up. 100% going into the final game. .5 minutes now. 45 more seconds until Phase 3. Look at the overview that Cozzy has right now and the rest of Immunity have over Oasis. There is a split, though, for Knights Esports. Suspect, Cream, Calmsy, and Double J all separated around the south side of Oasis, which is probably the correct side to be on. The north side of Oasis, more likely than not, is going to get shifted away from. But in 25 seconds' time, that is going to decide how this game plays out. If it does go towards Oasis, I don't even think Phase 4 is going to be able to get rid of it all. 10 more seconds now. 16 teams still as we are heading into Phase 3. Not really a whole lot of deaths, only about 7 or so. Big Boy Macca, though, about to be finished off by Tickleton. Will be the second kill of the game now for the Chiefs. Phase 3, oh my god. What is this game? North again we go, past the gates of Miramar. It still remains. I feel like this is about maybe halfway. This is probably the halfway mark, and I can only go that far up. And this is where the edge of the zone is. So we're dealing with this. This is our circle right now. We've still got 16 teams. And for Phase 4, by the way, it's going to want to remove a lot of the water from Oasis. So it's more likely than not, it's going to shift easterly towards the Chiefs, towards Avant, towards Carnage, for example, than it is going to shift onto Oasis. Like, the game is literally programmed to not shift onto Oasis here. And yet, with this, look at this! What the hell is this circle for Phase 3? Oh, this is an awful start for Miramar tonight, for the 2 games that we've got on Miramar. We had some great circles on our angle. Lovely circles. Players weren't complaining. I mean, you can literally do what Fury is doing right now. Just move to the back wall of Miramar. Imagine this. I didn't think there's many that have played with their backs against the wall of this, knowing that, fortunately, no one can come in behind you, at least. No one's going to be able to scale over this wall. The White Walkers are not going to be out here. There ain't no White Walkers in the desert, so don't worry. This ain't no magical wall. I feel like this wall was literally, like, stolen from Game of Thrones, but anyway, won't go into that. 2 minutes and 14 seconds until the blue zone will start moving in again. But as you can see, pretty much the majority of teams were inside of the zone, except for Ground Zero and Captain Planet down here for these two teams. Over towards the far west side. This is interesting. Immunity versus Atletico. 16 teams still remain. If Immunity were to wipe out Atletico here, Immunity may give themselves a slight opportunity. The question is, they don't fully unaware that they are not aware that this is Atletico right now. It's also only a 3-member Atletico, of course, without Heifer here. Oh, happy with the knockdown onto Nick 101. Now, this does get interesting now. Now they know it's Immunity. Now they know if they wipe out Immunity here, their job is done. They will win this season of PUBG BrawlFest. Zoid's going to go in, immediately throws in the frag grenade, forces that Nefahor, but he goes back inside too quickly. Double kill for Zoid. Oh, you can't avoid the Zoid, even if your Team Immunity, Kozi and Kasun, remain as the only two left alive for Team Immunity here. They need to get revenge. They need to finish off Atletico. They can't let them get away with this. And Atletico again happy to be us back up and standing. They've got 3 still alive. 19 minutes gone. What a zone we've got here. It feels weird that I can't even see the entirety of the zone. But technically I can. This is the entirety of the zone. I can't even go further than this. This is the wall right here. Sunny. Carnage versus Pandemic, literally fighting on the wall here. QC goes down. It will be Pandemic Esports immediately taken out in last position. Now the fight continues between Immunity and Atletico with the knockdown onto Jesus. Will Kozi and Kasun try and play this a little bit more aggressively or not? Because the question is, technically right now it's 2 versus 2. They may not still be fully aware that it's only the 3 members of Atletico. 19.5 minutes, but Immunity... at the end of the day, I guess they're still fighting for second position to try and lock that up. There are quite a few teams that are on their heels for second position just as much as they're trying to still vie for first. I think first is out the window here. Kozi with the knockdown down to Happy to Beaters. Landing some damage onto Cheese. It's going to be from Sar of Aftermind. Zoid is the last one alive right now for Atletico. Inside of the zone. Won't have to worry about the blue. Zone does shift south and away from the wall and away from Oasis, but still there are some members. There are still some places of Oasis still inside of the Phase 4 circle, so it didn't even get rid of all of the water. It felt like it almost couldn't get rid of all of it, and as Happen Bitters will be bleeding out to Kozi. Jesus does get revived though, pops his last first aid kit. No, he didn't even get it off just yet. He's going to go prone to pop it instead. Kozi and Kasun on the move. Only 50 seconds until the blue zone is going to start to restrict the play area once again. As Atletico now find themselves right out far west, with the blue zone going to be hot on their heels as the battle between Only Push and Avant Gaming has come to a head as well. Benshu and Weesey going to go for the revives onto Extreme 2G. Bullet L. So it gets them both back up, but immediately some more tags landing onto Benshu. Goes prone inside of the shack though. Kozi and Kasun under a bit of fire here. They do have a slight ridgeline to hide behind as they will stim up, try and heal up as much as possible. Tiggleton, headshot knockdown onto Sapsy. Chiefs definitely well placed at the moment, but they've only got 3 players alive after losing critical motion before. But in terms of the way this zone is starting to head, they are looking quite nice. Of course though, there are no land ratio settings after Phase 4, so now it can technically shift towards Oasis. And if it does so, this could cause some havoc. Kozi goes down, so only Kasun remains for Team Immunity. The second that Immunity are fully wiped out, Atletico are your winners for Season 2 PUBG BrawlFest. It's as simple as that, regardless of what happens. Jesus knocked down, Zoid inside of the shack. Apparently Avant Gaming are the ones who are second at the moment, but I haven't actually looked at the leaderboard whether or not it was updated from Games 2. I'm assuming maybe it has by now. We are 22 minutes into Game 3. I might have a quick little look at it and see what we're looking at here, because Zoid mate possibly on the verge of elimination here. 14 teams alive, make it 13 teams. Atletico go out in 14th position. Alright, Avant Gaming are technically in second position right now, 1,000 points behind Atletico, with this game to play out and then the final game to play out as well. But Immunity are only 70 points behind Avant. Chiefs are 10 points behind Immunity. Oh my god. Yeah, so second, third, and fourth right now are all basically on the same amount of points. And they're all 1,000 points behind Atletico, but with Atletico going out in 14th position, one of those three teams may have the opportunity, if they can win this game, pick up quite a few kills, to go into the final game of the night with an absolute slight margin of hope to take out first position. They would still require, of course, Atletico to go bomb out in a similar position to this game. Chungi unable to land the shots on the bullet out, but he snipes him in the head. They do lose Vasily. So Avant down to Chungi and Charlie. Kasun, the last one alive for immunity. And the Chiefs with 3, but a great position inside of the zone. Although we'll see how that plays out in 17 seconds time going into the phase number 5. 23.5 minutes. Chiefs may have an opportunity. Definitely can have the opportunity to find themselves in second position after this game, depending on how it all plays out. And that's a zone that the Chiefs love. SYF don't have to move them. The outer edge of Oasis, Extricity, will have to get a move on. As you can see, not a whole lot inside of this zone. I believe this is a broken down shack. Oh, it's just a shack. It's a very open looking shack though. I think there's 2 of them in here. There's this one and there's this one over here as well. Inside of the zone. Those are the 2 little shacks. Time to get a move over towards those shacks as well. So we're going to see Fury AU will get the knockdown onto Sa. First kill of the game for Justice. Still time for a play of 4 play. Potentially as this game goes on. As Carnage now moved towards only push. Bullet Owl's going to get revived. Benshu trying to get revived by Weezy. Blue Zone's not going to move for another 20 seconds. Ness won't kill you. Gets them both though. Double kill for Def. 7 kills in total now for Carnage. Untainted. Going to be the last one alive after Deaths will be knocked down and finished off by Extreme 2G. Aftermind eliminated in 13th position. So 12 teams remaining now. 25 minutes about has elapsed. Oh, he spots Extreme 2G, but he spots him late and he knows Extreme spotted him first, so he falls back. Trying to get a different position behind this rock now. And there goes Captain Planet in 12th position. Untainted sneaking back around, playing this riskily. Now, of course, Weezy about to bleed out. Extreme gets the job done. Can he go for the revival to Weezy? 2 health. Not going to make it in time, but he will be able to pick up the meds. That's why he's still running over there for Extreme 2G. Last one alive now for Only Push. 4 of the 7 kills for Only Push as Charlie, last one alive, getting pushed on by Wee back, and this will be horrible for Avant Gaming. Is there in second? Is he stuck? No, he's not. Okay, just going to hold firm. Look at the patience from Charlie. Not panicking at all in this situation, even being surrounded by Gen Joker. Snapshot. Now Rabs is pulling in as well. Doesn't have a frag grenade. Just going to bounce the smoke off the ground. And Charlie will go down. 10th position for Avant Gaming. So of the top 3 teams, or I should really say of the top 4 teams, it's Chiefs and Immunity that still remain. Kasun holding on for Immunity. And for the Chiefs, 2 kills, but 3 still alive. If they can get to around the 6 to 8 kill mark, win this game, can't believe it, but the Chiefs would go into the final game of the night with an opportunity to win Season 2 of BrawlFest. Shot not going to land from Tickleton towards Fury. Gets out of the buggy. Definitely wants to make his way towards that shack. 18 more seconds. The likelihood, though, of the Chiefs keeping this compound of the Phase 6 zone shifting northeasterly, quite low indeed. Here we go. And it does go south. It does go away from the Chiefs. And it goes to lonely old non-reg, who's actually outside of this shack. This shack is now the only piece of cover inside of the zone, with 9 teams and 22 alive. Look at how everyone's on the edge of this zone right now. This is going to turn into a bloodbath, more so probably towards SYF. And Extricity headshot from Flood. Perfection onto Savzi. Zedge is going to be knocked down by Fury. Player 4 making the rotation closer towards the Chiefs. And he does have 3 frag grenades in hand. Molotov as well. Here's the shots from Tiggleton. Oh, he spots him now. Oh, this could be disastrous. This may be another 1 versus 3 for player 4 tonight. Won't be quite as extraordinary as game 1's. Oh, he runs out of ammo though, and P for Potato will make him punish. Potato needs to go for the revival of Tiggleton. He's got 6 health. Fury's going to start running up, but Potato will be able to get Tiggleton back up and alive. Now, one of them goes for the revive on the edge. The other, oh boy, big boy, frag grenade gets Tiggleton down. Potato needs to heal up. Fury's coming. He's charging forward towards the Chiefs. Oh my goodness, Tiggleton! The Chiefs have just been wiped out. Only Potato remains, and luckily for him, he gets the med kit off. Edge and Tiggleton both go down. Peeper Potato, oh, he goes early with the pre-fire. Now the spray through the window opens up the door. Can he get him down? Potato does it for the Chiefs. 4 kills for the Chiefs. Stays alive. Sends Justice packing in 9th position. Oh, the pesky little Potato holds on by the skin of his teeth. The med kit coming in handy in the end. Gets him up to full health, and that was the difference maker between the two of them. Justice, nice try in the end. But it's not that easy to take down the Chiefs. And all of Extricity finished off. Kasun picks up a kill. It's just the 2nd kill of the game for Immunity. It's a double up though. 28.5 minutes into the top 7 now for Immunity. Keeps their slight hopes alive as well, depending on how they can finish this game off thanks to Kasun. Maybe Old Kasun's back. If Old Kasun's back, who knows? They could still win this game. Peeper Potato is a solo player. Extreme's a solo player. I mean, it's basically the 4 members of SYF, the 4 members of We Back, the duo pair of Knights, and then 4 solo players. That's why there's 7 teams. Now make it 13 alive. Kasun's been spotted. Peeper Potato, that's a big kill. That should very well clinch Chiefs going into 2nd position into the final game of the night. And of course, for those, you know, even if a team can't displace Atletico in 1st position, going into the final game, teams are still playing for 2nd place, 2,500. Teams are still playing for 3rd place, 1,250. So there is still a lot on the line and up for grabs going into the final game of the night. It is still extremely close. SYF, one of those teams who really still want to try and make it into the top 5 of all things. They've struggled so far tonight though, but they've stepped it up here in the first game of Miramar. 4 kills, 4 still players alive. We Back, not really a team that's going to have any opportunity of making top 5, but they can of course still shape the top 5 and how it plays out here. Suspect and Cream for Knights, they're definitely in the money as well. If they can clutch out a decent game here as well, it'll go a long way for them. So really SYF, Knights, and only pushing Chiefs all still vying for a place at the money. It's really only Archaic and We Back of the 6 teams that don't really have too much to play for here. Other than Pride, of course, is Extreme 2G, not generally known for his full rank tanking abilities, more so for his fragging abilities, but he can pull out a mean rank tank and a clutch 1v3 if required for his team. Now throw out some fire grenades, but not really in the vicinity of We Back. Push up from Rabs now. Does get a little bit of spray towards Extreme 2G that does land, but Unique's more concerned with We Back than he is with Extreme 2G. Potato just trying to hold on for as long as possible here. Oh, he spotted Unique for a split second, but he's not sure whether or not Unique spotted him. And I'm not sure if Unique did or not. He may very well have, from the looks of his positioning and the way he's playing this. He may feel as if there is a player behind that rock, or maybe even more than one player. No frag grenades, who sort of scouted it out with the long-range Kobe, so he's going to maybe call for some reinforcements, and that's what Dak's going to do. He cooked the frag grenade. It's actually decently placed, but just hits the edge. Needed to sort of go through and past the rock. Smoke now from Peeper Potato. He knows he's been spotted, he knows his location, and of course, you don't want to risk this sort of scenario with the blue zone making its way in. Suspect going to be knocked down. That frag grenade's going to be too far. How many more has Dak got? He's only got 1 more. He's going to go for it though. Peeper Potato's only made a run for it. Now this frag grenade, that was great timing for Peeper Potato. The frag grenade's going to basically be wasted in the end. And so Chiefs Peeper Potato gets the next rock inside of the zone. 27 more seconds. And he's got the smoke out as well. Into the top 5 regardless here for the Chiefs. Suspect knocked down outside, so I think Cream's just trying to see whether or not he's going to be able to crawl his way in and get the revive from Cream, and Suspect comes in time. How about this though? Not quite an Oasis finish, but the closest you'll probably ever get. Well, thereabouts. It's such a beautiful area as well, Oasis. Especially compared to the rest of Miramar, of course. SYF with the numbers. So is We Back though. 4 and 4 for them. The duo pair for Knights. And then the 2 solo players of Non-Reg and Peeper Potato of the final 5 teams here. Knights, Archaic, SYF, We Back, and the Chiefs. For the 3rd game of the night. 2nd last game of the tournament now. Atletico going out. I believe it was around 14th position. This is not good news though for Peeper Potato. At this point, he'd much rather if we back were pushed up a little bit closer to P for Potato so they could actually spot SYF a little bit easier. Even if it does put Potato in a more dangerous position. Next zone shifts again towards non-reg. Further down south, which helps out Knights' duo pair. And P for Potato will go down. 5th place finish for the Chiefs. So that means they should still finish in 2nd position going into the next and final game. But I'm not sure whether or not it will be enough to help them possibly overtake Atletico. Basically, at this point, here on out, Atletico just need to have an average game now and they should probably job done. As long as they don't finish in last position. It will be 4th place for Arcade. Juzek's going to be finished off as well. Now Knights Esports come to the party here. 3 teams remain. In a 4 versus 3 versus 2. Three kills for we back this game. SYF up to 6. Knights up to 6 as well. Evenly spread 6 kills for Knights. 3 seconds away now. And then, of course, not much is going to happen because we're into phase 9. And so it's more so 27 seconds until the blue zone will start to just shrink in very slowly towards the center of this very sandy zone. Janjoka is going to be knocked down. Snapshot's going to go for the revive immediately. No smoke grenades, no frag grenades here for Snappy. Crush knocked down by Cream. So it's not as if Knights are favouring to help out either team here. They just really want to make an impact regardless on the both of them. Cream pushing up a little bit closer than compared to Suspect here. They will get the revive for we back. Crush is going to get back up as well. So Knights not really able to capitalise on their knockdowns. Really no one was able to capitalise on those knockdowns though. 1:45 seconds now until there is no zone left. Center of the zone right now, favouring SYF Gaming. Dak already basically in the center of the zone. We back using the rock as their cover. Cream prone, but away, trying to see whether or not he can get the headshot. He snipes it. Oh, tiny angle onto Jet and Joker. Rab's knocked down as well now. Snapshot by himself for we back. Oh, did he spot Cream? No, he didn't. I spotted the backpack. I don't think he did, though. Unique. Got to be knocked down by Snapshot. 14 health. Immediately taken down. Cream finds himself basically in a 1 versus 3. What is going on with the camera? What the hell? How did that happen? I don't know. Regardless, Cream knocked down. Gonna get the second no he can't. It's SYF Gaming. Will taking out game number 3 with a 10-kill performance. And that helps their chances to lock up a top 5 placing, depending on how they go in the final game of the night. Second place for Knights Esports as well. That's certainly going to be massive for their chances too. 7 kills to go with that. And for Knights Esports, they came into this game in 6th position with a performance like that. They very well could find themselves in the top 5 after that finish. 4th position for Arcade, 3rd for We Back, and 5th for the Chiefs. We've got one final game for the night. One final game for this season of Season 2 PUBG BrawlFest. We're going to go to the final break. Make sure to stay tuned and see whether or not Atletico will be crowned Season 2 champions.
So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time, you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful to you, you're my baby. You bite now to prove that I'm right now, that you lost your sight now. I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. How to show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. I don't wanna fight now. You're barking, you bite now, to prove that I'm right now, that you've lost your sight now. But I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. I'll just show you my light now, to paint these walls white now. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful. So though the questions keep on coming this time, you know that I'll listen, you know I'll be patient with you, you're my baby. Maybe this time you'll know you can trust me, you'll know I'll be faithful to you, you're my baby. 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 I don't wanna fight now. You're barking, you bite now, to prove that I'm right now, that you've lost your sight now. I'm holding it tight now, can't see through the night. I'll just show you my light now, to paint these walls white now.
Tell me you're fed up, I can help you. Help you to see that it gets better. I wanna hear you say you're fed up, so I can show you what you really want. Get your hands on something real for once. Take you where you've never gone, somewhere that you can feel for once. Oh, let me be the one to love you right, you right. If you think I'm crazy, yeah, you're right. Let me get in your head to open your mind. If you give me a chance, I'll show what's in mine. Oh baby, let me be the one to love you right, you right. Patience, you don't got patience for the fake shit. Well, babe, I'm right here, I'm just waiting to hear you say you don't got patience, so I can show you what you really want. Get your hands on something real for once. Take you where you've never gone, somewhere that you can feel for once. Oh, let me be the one to love you right, you right. If you think I'm crazy, yeah, you're right. Let me get in your head to open your mind. If you give me a chance, I'll show what's in mine. Oh baby, let me be the one to love you
hide my heart on the breeze. Feel the wind in my hair, feel my lungs. And you got this hold on me, but you don't know that you've had it so long. And I feel that every time you're around, all the pain, it just seems to go numb. Taking shots of love. And you got me blinded, but I can still see through the lust. Need to break down, make me cry. Feel you hold me, feel your heartbeat loud all the night. Feel you hold me till we see the light, light, light. Got me high, oh high, no high. Love me high, love me high, love me. I'll push my soul to the edge. Fear they're telling me we need to run. Why shit, you're grabbing my hand, singing we can be forever young. No, so every second we love makes me think that it's not the last one. Letting tears fill my eyes, cover me with emotion. Need to break down, make me cry. Feel you hold me, feel your heartbeat loud all the night. Feel you hold me till we see the light. I'm like, got me high, oh high, no high. Love me high, love me high, love me. They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there. They say you don't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there.
And no, I don't wanna be alone in the world out there.
Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final game of the night, the final game of the season for PUBG BrawlFest Season 2. My name is Xenox, hope you've been enjoying the stream thus far. We do have the leaderboard updated as well, by the way, and Atletico sitting pretty on top, 7,020 points. Chiefs are in second place with 6,200 points, but as you can see the point system on your screen, it's very unlikely the Chiefs are going to win. The Chiefs require... this is what they need. The Chiefs require 26 kills and the win, and hoping that, of course, Atletico get in last position. And they've just lost critical motion to Untainted. That is disastrous. That's probably it. Atletico will be your Season 2 winners. Chiefs, though, still battling it out for second. They're only 100 points ahead of Immunity. Immunity are like 20 points ahead of Avant Gaming. And all of a sudden, only push... like 200 points behind Avant, but 21 points ahead of Knights Esports. SYF Gaming are only a couple of hundred points behind Knights as well. So really, from 7th to 2nd, can all change in this final game. So final game of the night commences. This is it. Chiefs, Immunity, Avant, Only Push, Knights, and SYF all battling it out for second place, third place, fourth place, and fifth place as well. Again, a reminder, of course, for the prize pool split, $5,000 will be going to first place, which is going to be Atletico. Second place will take home $2,500. Third, $1,250. Fourth, $750. And fifth place will take home $500. And of course, there was no buy-in fee or anything for this season of PUBG BrawlFest, so it's all just pure cash for the final game. And it looks as if Order will most likely finish in 8th position. They are in Bravo Division tonight. As Extreme 2G. I should actually go and have a look at some of the fights. Orange Pearl and Monty, last two alive for Ground Zero Gaming. Of course, whenever it's the final game of a long, very long season, there are quite a few teams that don't necessarily have a whole lot to play for. And in PUBG BrawlFest's case, we're not sure whether or not... Well, there probably won't be like a relegation system. It'll most likely just be qualifiers again for Season 3. So it's basically just trying to go out in style and go in for one final win. Only Push in 5th position at the moment. They're on the bubble. As we are also in frames at the moment. Six minutes gone. Oh, let's put this music away so we can close this tab and maybe restore 2 frames to make us up to like 16 frames if we're lucky. Zoidmate going to be knocked down by Savo. It actually will be executed as well. And again, a reminder though for the way that the Chiefs can win, 26 kill win is what they need. They are down to 3 players as well. So is Atletico now. Of course, that would also require Atletico to go out in last position, which is very unlikely for that to happen. So 5 minutes now until phase number 2. But it all comes down to who's going to be taking out 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That's going to be the critical part. Drabs is going to be knocked down by Wolf_FPV. That's going to be a long-range knockdown. And now the execution to follow. We see with a knockdown onto Orange Pearl. That fight over towards Minas General is still heating up between Ground Zero Gaming and Only Push. Ground Zero's Monty With just the Uzi, he's got himself one solo frag grenade here. Throws it out towards Extreme 2G. Now the Uzi spam, but it's going to be the easy frag. Indeed. For Extreme 2G, 3k for only push. This helps their chances of staying inside of the top 5. So Chiefs in second, Immunity in third, Avant fourth, only push in fifth. Knights and SYF in sixth and seventh, still with an opportunity. But only push trying to sort of lock them out of the top 5 with an early start here. Immunity no kills for them yet, as they've fallen away coming into tonight. They had the very slightest of chances to try and overtake Atletico. That's bundled away. They now find themselves in third behind the Chiefs, close by to Avant. Of course, though, with a decent game here and a poor game from the Chiefs, they could still snatch second place, though. Losing critical motion early for the Chiefs, that less than ideal for them as well in terms of trying to hold on to that second place finish here for the final night, final game of the season. This is also the final game of competitive OCE PUBG for 2018. It's been a great season, a great year for PUBG in Australia, of course, with Zimo to begin the year, then PGI in the middle of the year, followed up by various tournaments such as Throwdown, BrawlFest, GLL, CG. It's been a very long year for PUBG OCE. It's been a very good year. And of course, it'll all kick off in 2019 with the Predator League, where Immunity will be heading over to Thailand, and Wingman Series will be back as well here in OCE. BrawlFest will be back. CG will be back. It all just continues to roll on into 2019. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll have another Australian team representing the region over at PGI if PGI does come back in the same format, or at least a similar format. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We do have a South Zone, of course, for Phase 1. So, very different to, obviously, what we had for game number 3. Here for game number 4. Where we went straight up all the way towards Oasis. I wonder if we might go all the way down to the beach south of Los Leones. Could very well possibly be the case. Stats won't kill you. It's going to be knocked down by a snapshot. Final game of the night. Edge by is lonesome towards the mountain ranges south of Los Leones. Everyone fairly split up at the moment. No scope on the Car 98 for Gen Joker. That's okay. Apparently it's not going to bother him. Although obviously it's going to make it a lot more difficult to find a long-range encounter, though, because Miramar, as it is very, very open and very much about those long-range fights, and not having a scope is going to put you at a disadvantage even if you do have the Car 98. Coming into the zone now for Team Immunity, along with Atletico's, Happy Navitas and Jesus. Heifer's already into the zone west of Los Leones. Avant coming towards the northeastern side of Los Leones, now coming into the east. Pandemic just on the outskirts east of Los Leones as well. All the way down towards the beach for X-Guru, player 4. Fury and Spanky for the makeup of Justice Esports. Split up at the moment, but they may make their way over towards Fury and Spanky to get closer towards center of the zone, which is kind of where Justice are right now, along with Carnage Esports. Sidon and Niku's for Extricity, Savzi, and Assassin. Going to be making their way in. Only push as well. Just near La Bendita and SYF Gaming. Dak, Unique, Flood. Just the trio after losing Crush. Smanic's about to go pretty close by to Team Immunity if he's not careful. Guys here, Nick 101. They're going to go hunting. Smatic actually just pulls up, Edge with a knockdown onto X-Guru. And that's going to be an execution as well for the Chiefs. That'll be their first kill of the game. As we now head into phase number 2. Let me get a south shift. Is that where we go? We're going for the opposites tonight? No, it's going to be north shift. I tried. Very well tried. It goes towards Picardo and Chimicara. Los Leones still has a place inside of this zone as well. And center of the zone now shifts away from Carnage and Justice and towards Archaic. Atletico pretty close by the center as well with Happy Navitas' location. So west of Los Leones is really where you want to be right now, just around the outskirts. There's lots of buildings to take as well with this sort of zone. And interestingly enough, for Miramar, for how open the map is, there are a lot of buildings to take. There are a lot of places that you can safely move into and take. Try and avoid those long-range skirmishes. It's just the fact that when you're outside of those buildings, there's not really any trees that are going to give you much cover. Not going to be much grass either, similar to a Wrangle. Heifer and Cheetahs going to have to make their way back up the hill and back towards Happy Vitas here as they went searching for some buildings and ran up upon Gunner 1131, a non-reg from Archaic. Level 3 helmet as well there for Jesus. Atletico playing without Zoidmate this game after he went down very early on. Critical Motion went down very early on for the Chiefs as well. Savsy and Dubali pretty close by to each other as well. Electricity and Archaic. So Atletico have an 800-point lead at the moment over the Chiefs. 400 points between Chiefs and Knights overall, which is basically from 2nd to 6th. 400-point gap there. 1-for-1 trade between non-reg Somatics as Archaic and Team Immunity. Interestingly enough, though, it's going to be Nick Goodwin finished off by non-reg, but they can't quite get the same finish onto the Somatic just yet. He is down out in the open as well. Gunner may go for the revive here. Starts to throw out a couple of smokes along the way towards Somatic, but not really required for Somatic's sake. It's more so required for Gunner to make it over there safely. You can see that very slight ridge near where the pickup truck is. As Somatic is going to be safe. We'll be able to get revived. So 14 minutes gone now. 14 teams, 47 alive. A lot of teams around Los Leones, around the western side, along the outskirts. Pandemic, We Back, Carnage as well. And of course, for Immunity, sort of banking on a northern shift here again, with this sort of road along the highway from Los Leones to Monte Nuevo. Needing to cross along that. There are some ridges, as you can even see on the map, just how sort of big these defolites are, really. As you can see, just sort of getting over the road. You're going to go up and then around and then up again. As Lucco's going to bleed out. That will be Pandemic Esports out in 15th position. Unfortunately, one of the teams that didn't make it was Captain Planet for this game. They misunderstood, or didn't hear the pings to get into the game, so it was unfortunate that they missed out for the final game of the season. So across the road, last one alive for Aftermight, trying to be a pest against the Atletico. .5 minutes now gone. Only push coming in from the northern side of Los Leones. Silly. Down south, though, for Avant Gaming. Going to get the knockdown onto Edge. P for Potato and Tiggleton are around here as well. Now, this is interesting because Avant and Chiefs pretty close by to each other in terms of points. Only about 100-point different gap between Chiefs and Avant at the moment. Edge knocked down. Vasily's going to go for the frag grenade. Not for the execution, but to throw it towards P for Potato and Tiggleton. They've only got the one kill, and it seems as if they're only going to have the 2 players alive now. And P for Potato now taking shots from Cream PTC. From across the ravine. Edge will go down. Chiefs down to just 2 players now. That 26 kill win that was required for the Chiefs now looking completely impossible, obviously. It always was going to be impossible. And of course that meant for every kill that Atletico got, they had to add on a kill, and then for every placing that they got, they had to add on more kills. Even if they had 4 alive right now, the Chiefs, they would have required basically 30 kills now. Kamsi spinning out. Opened it up the shot for Happy Vitas, still unable to land it though onto Kamsi. We did get the phase 3 zone, which did go north though. That's exactly what Team Immunity required. They don't have to cross the road now. It's going to be the likes of Archaic and Knights that will have to cross the road. Carnage have already done so now with Sunny pushing on over for Carnage Esports. Happy taking a headshot from Cream PTC. Will fall back, bandaging up. Not under immense pressure, so we'll go for the bandages instead of the first aid kit. Zidon now on the move for Extricity. It also means that only push can hold firmly now instead of pushing into the Los Leones City. They can hold outside of it, inside of the zone. SYF on the north side of the zone as well, comfortably placed with their 3-man squad at the moment. 17.5 minutes gone, 10 seconds away from the blue zone, restricting the play area once again. Avant Gaming have got themselves a distance to travel though, all 4 of them. They've got 2 kills at the moment, looking to make the jump against their Team Immunity and Chiefs. And of course, Avant Gaming only 16 points behind Immunity, 100 points behind the Chiefs. Team Immunity, of course, then like 90 points behind Chiefs. Benchy with the headshot. Knockdown onto Daps won't kill you. Only push just trying to basically hold on to top 5 here, and they're doing a great job of that right now. 3 total kills. They do still have the opportunity to continue to not only just hold top 5, but to go for 3rd or 4th. 2nd may very well be able to reach. 3x shot. Never going to really be able to land that one though, Benchy. Very ambitious shot. Oh my god, I thought he landed for a second. It was the bleeder. I guess he did land it because he forced the kill onto Daps won't kill you. Never mind. Benshu picks up his first kill of the game. 4 total kills now for only push. What a shot for Benshu. Daps goes down. Carnage down to 3 players alive. Sar still hanging on for Aftermind. 14 teams, 44 alive. So we touch on the 19-minute mark. 1 more minute now until phase number 4. It's really everyone except for Sar and Happy to beat us and Heifer inside of the zone at the moment already. Most of the team still hanging around just west of the outskirts of Los Leones, rather than pushing away from the city. 40 more seconds left. Phase 4 about to be commencing shortly. Double J. For Knights Esports again, they're in 6th position right now. Just behind Only Push, but Only Push having a great game at the moment. In fact, so far, all of the proverbial top 7 still in play, of course. So, SYF in 7th position at the moment, Knights in 6th. They've all got an opportunity to jump into the top 5 for the 2 that are outside of the top 5. They could even go further than that, depending on how it all plays out here. Sar, this will be the end of him. The end of Aftermind in 14th position, and Avant will claim another kill here. Next, though, shifting towards SYF. Is this going to finish off with an SY-fed game? No kills yet for SYF Gaming. They need more kills here. It's also great for Team Immunity. No kills for them either. And also, both of these two teams on 3 players alive. No kills inside of the zone. Similarities between SYF and Immunity this game, strikingly the same. 20.5 minutes gone now. 13 teams, 43 alive. We are 35 seconds away from heading the blue zone, restricting the play area again. And of course, looking at all these teams around Los Leones that now have to push their way into this zone. There's not a lot to really push towards either. Savsy and Nikus for Extricity are going to take this hill inside of the zone, which can give them a bit of vision here. 8x in the car 98 for Savsy. Suspect will run himself over, but I presume it's mostly thanks to the pressure of Non-Reg. Player 4 around the vicinity as well. Running towards Untainted and Wolf FPV. Extreme 2G is going to go down. Heifer as well, and so will Player 4. Spaggy, last one alive for Justice Esports, down to 39 health. As Cheeses with a knockdown into Debali, and all of a sudden it's turned into a bloodbath over towards the southwestern part of the zone. Happy and Cheeses. Really don't have to keep too much of an eye on them, though. Atletico have already won this season of PUBG BrawlFest. Might as well give them the trophy and the cash prize at this point. As Untainted, Sunny and Wolf just trying to finish off Fury AU. Last one alive now for Justice Esports. No kills for them, as their season's about to come to an end. He is surrounded. He is inside of the smoke. Although, pressure onto Sunny. Nice knockdown from Big Boy Maka. As guess who's crossing the road? Pandemic Esports. Looking to bring the outbreak towards Carnage. Wolf now onto the outside. They're just going to have to forget about Fury right now because they're under an immense amount of pressure. Untainted down to half health. Wolf at about 25 health as well. Dak will pick up the kill onto Kamsi with a frag grenade, which will be the first kill of the game for SYF after the push from Knights, and it will be the first aid kit for Cream PTC now. It's a three-way battle towards the southeastern side of the zone here between Carnage Esports, Pandemic, and the solo player left of Justice Esports and Fury. Non-red's going to go down to Happy Navitas. 13 teams, 34 alive. 22.5 minutes. As we are getting right down to the wire in terms of who's going to make top 5, it's interesting. From 2nd to 7th can all make top 5. It is extremely close. Especially for 2nd to 4th right now, and considering the price jump between placing finishers. You may have already got first place locked up, but everything else still up for grabs, even at the 23-minute mark of the final game of the season. Juice X and Gen Joker taking some frag grenades from Zidon, Sapsi, and Assassin of Electricity. Double J goes down to P for Potato. Now the spray from above. Juice X trying to fire back, but he's unable to really achieve anything here. He got the knockdown onto Zidon, but that was it. And it will be the cleanup for Electricity. It will be the revive onto Zidon as well. 3 kills for Electricity. Tiggleton goes down to Husey. And the Chiefs down to just P for Potato now. 3 kills for the Chiefs, but they are looking like one of the top 7 teams that may go out first. They may be in 2nd place at the moment. Fortunately for them, they do have a 400-point gap over Knights Esports, as Pandemic will be eliminated. Next zone goes north again towards Only Push. Does keep SYF in as well. And this is massive for Only Push to keep their chances of top 5 finish alive, and it's seemingly like that's going to happen. Avant Gaming down to just 2 players alive as well. And they've only got the 3 kills. The Chiefs will lock up top 5 if Avant go out before them at this point, because they're both around the same amount of kills and around the same finish here. As Happy will take down Charlie. 20 seconds now until the blue zone will restrict the play area again. Okay, down to just Semantic and Gunner. You can see right on the edge of the blue here as Fury will get the knockdown onto Untainted. He's come back with a vengeance against Carnage. He's got the AWM in hand still as well. M416 well kitted out. But he has to avoid any pressure that he's going to be pushing into the zone with, because the blue zone, well, there it is. Starts moving now. Into the pickup truck he goes. Minute and 45 seconds until it reaches the circle to head into phase number 6. Now, Potato's got a long way to go as well as Vasily, but I feel like this could be the end of Potato. This will be the end of the Chiefs here. Vasily's going to be careful, though, taking the shot. Blue zone's approaching. It means he'll also have shots from Archaic, and he may be more concerned, really, with just helping out his teammate. Chungi goes down. Vasily and P for Potato. Last one alive for Avant and Chiefs. The loser of this fight is going to be sweating. Oh, Potato turnaround clutch onto Avant Gaming's Vasily. And the Chiefs have all but confirmed top 5 now. They're in the money. Thanks to Potato. Justice fall as well quite quickly. Immunity pick up the knockdown as Assassin looking for their first kill of the game. Assassin knockdown as well. Smokes will come out. Potato may be able to make his way into the zone now. Massive for the Chiefs. Horrible for Avant. There goes Atletico. Doesn't matter. They're celebrating. The champagne's been popped. $5,000 into the back pocket of Atletico. Another trophy for their massive collection that they've established. As Carnage will be eliminated down to the final 8 teams, and of those 8 teams, Only Push, SYF, Immunity, Chiefs, all still alive. As Cream goes down, Knights are eliminated. That is most likely going to be the end for Knights. I don't think they've got enough to converge the gap onto Avant. There goes Potato. That will be 2nd place, most likely gone now for the Chiefs. Immunity will surely creep up into 2nd place now to finish it off. SYF are way too far back. Remember, of course, SYF coming into this in 7th position. But with an 8-kill performance into the top 5, and with Avant going out where they did, there is the slight opportunity, slight hope here. Very slight, minor, that they could very well overtake Avant Gaming if they win this game. It will be ridiculously close. And to the point where it may not happen unless they get like 4 more kills and win the game. It's possible. With 3 players still alive. There is no team right now that have got 4 players alive. As you can see, everyone with 3. Snapshot, the only solo player. by himself. I'm sure he's getting RuneScape loaded up, ready to go. He's got his mining out. He's going to go probably do some PKing later and stream it. Make sure you check him out. Good old Snappy. Vote Mr. President Snapshot for another term. M249 for Weezy for Only Push, who have all but confirmed top 5 for them as well. The second that Avant went out, that was it. Only Push also most likely go from something like 5th to 4th. So I'd say the top 4 will be something like Atletico, Immunity, possibly Only Push or Chiefs. That's going to be interesting to see. We're going to have it all live here on the stream as well. .28 minutes gone now. 5 teams, 13 lives. Slows down a little bit here for the climactic finish. Second place still up for grabs. But it's most likely going to go to Immunity now, surely. Oh, this could be very interesting. And we got a Kobe from Kasun towards SYF. Oh, it's looking good. It takes out Dak. The 17-year-old prodigy. Knocked down from old Kasun. The massive Ko, he's going to try and follow it up. Doesn't quite have the distance. Of course, this is massive for SYF right now. They've got an AWM with Flood. They need to win this game if they want to all but confirm top 5. They most likely need to win it. It's going to be extremely close. Can't keep Dak alive. How are they going to win if they can't have Dak enabling them? Flood's just going to go for the desperate push for Revive. He will stick it for now. Any more frag grenades available for us for Team Immunity? None on Nephor, none on Kasun, only one for Kozi. So SYF, after all of that, will be able to keep Dak still up. Of course, if everything does go pear-shaped, you gotta have your rank tanker alive. 15 more seconds now until phase number 7. Immunity spotting out Electricity as well. And of course, once this game is done, stay on the stream. We will be announcing the top 5 live on the stream as Snapshot goes down. It won't be updated on the leaderboard. It'll all be announced here on the stream to determine who makes top 5. So make sure you stay tuned as we wrap up this season of PUBG BrawlFest. Benshu on the move. That's what they do. They only push. It's in their name. It's quite fitting. Benshu just going to try and finish off Electricity here. They've got the 3 versus 2 advantage against Zydon and Assassin. Pushes up slowly. Takes his time. 30 minutes has now elapsed for the final game of the season. Final game of the night, of course. Bullet Hole stays behind on the north side of the zone. Immunity and SYF continue to push closer together, just as Only Push and Electricity are getting closer and closer to weather. But it's not so much Electricity doing the pushing. Now SYF and Immunity sort of can diverge from each other. Especially does spot out Zydon with some help from Weezy. They both take him down. Assassin's still alive somewhere though. Gonna go for the frag grenade instead here for Electricity. Not gonna achieve too much though. That's just gonna confirm his position for Only Push more than anything. As we are about to touch on the 31-minute mark. Still waiting for these teams to just engage on each other. Finally, Bullet Owl's going to go and get the kill onto Assassin all the way from the north side of the zone. He spotted him from a distance. So it comes down to the final 3 teams, and all of these teams have got 3 alive. SYF, Only Push, and Immunity. It's fitting as well. These 3 teams are battling it out for places into the top 5. Immunity has the gap over Only Push and SYF. Now they're going to fight each other out. Benshu taking down to half health. Weezy close by again, though. Bullet Owl's from a distance. Is he going to be able to spot SYF from here? I'm not sure if he can. Can he spot Immunity? Yes, he can. Now providing Overwatch with the knockdown onto Kozi. Weezy's there as well. Need to get one more knockdown. Can he get Kasun? Yes, he can. Bullet Owl comes up clutch. Double knockdown. And all of a sudden, now SYF want to try and move on to this if they can. Frag grenade in hand for Flood. A win here for SYF Gaming, surely. Will knock out Avant from the top 5 and put them in to the top 5. It'll be close, but it should get them done. Only Push are all be confirmed into the top 5 now. And Immunity should be confirmed for 2nd place. We don't know all of that just yet. And it'll be disastrously close. Dak now with a frag grenade. Who knows? Maybe Chiefs did enough. They did have quite a few kills. Frag grenade just goes over in the middle of both of them. Oh, I thought it was going to land onto Nefahor for a second there. Nefahor and Kasun to left. Flood easy knockdown with the AWM. No chance of standing against that. Kasun. This actually could be the difference between second and third right now for immunity. If they go out here, smoke's not going to save you at the moment, Kasun. You need to frag out. Is old Kasun back? Or is it new Kasun? Is it choke Kasun? Gonna get the knockdown onto Benshu. He's low. He gets it, but unfortunately, Weezy with the reinforcements, and it puts only push and SYF and a nice knockdown from Flood. Oh, SYF Gaming in the final game of the season, looking to just force themselves into the top 5, where they belong, of course. And they're looking to finish it off with a 12-kill performance to go along their win. Only push, 10 kills for them as well. Frag grenade from Weezy. Not going to make the distance, though. Oh, boy. If immunity do not finish in second place and they fall short by single-digit points or even just double-digit points, it will all have come down to the fact that they finished third instead of second or first. That would be demoralizing. Bullet Out will be eliminated now to 2 versus 3, but an M24 in hand for Weezy, not too bad. Benshu, well equipped as well with the AK and the Kar98. Of course, there's an AWM in hand for Flood and for SYF, so, I mean, this kind of still puts the favor in SYF's hand here. One shot, one opportunity. Oh, he gets it! That was a flick of the wrist from Flood. Huge! Unique follows it up. SYF Gaming will take out the final game of PUBG BrawlFest Season 2 with a 12-kill win performance. And let it be known that the calculating begins now.
Total lie, maybe 1 or 2. Apologize and it's overdue. Can we forget about this thing? No, I don't know if we can say less. Yeah, yeah, yeah,